time. I even ordered the pizza. It'll be here in a few minutes. I hope you got some stuff in the fridge that we can call a cold glass. Hope you had the glasses in the freezer, by the way, too. Oh, God, I love it. Smooth. Are you ready, Smooth? Let's do this, man. It's Kittle showtime. It has been for years. But like I've always said, what if George Kittle wasn't out there doing all that blue-collar work all afternoon or all day or all morning or all evening, whatever game time we were doing, right? Hey, this could be the year. They got to sign him up, though, so he can retire as a 49er, as we all want him to do. The 49ers' George Kittle job description shift during 2025 is some of what we want to talk about today. And also the free agents role predictions that we just got. I mean, they're just, some of them might be just camp fodder. But for years, fam, we've all, I mean, you can't get one 49er not to argue with you about this. For years, 49er fans have believed that all-pro George Kittle, he's every bit as talented and even more so than the highly praised Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce star. We don't care what Taylor Swift says. George can outplay that dude. But George does a lot of other things besides Travis, who just walks around making pass catches. I know it's important. I'm just saying. You know? George Kittle, in fact, most running backs have had any success in San Francisco. They can directly attribute their successes to the work that George Kittle put in. Damn right. Him and Juice. You know, Kittle's a mule on that field that at times pulls the whole Niners offensive machine. And remember, every time George Kittle was missing from a game or got hurt or something like that, and every year George seemed to have to miss a couple of games here and there, right? It'd always be Panic City. Remember, you had the same similar feeling as you did when the quarterback was out. George is out. George is out. Oh, man. Right? First emotion you go through. G Kittle is still always considered an offensive threat. Opposing DCs, though, they take him seriously, though. They got a plan for him. So, and with the addition of free agent versatile blocking tight end, Luke Farrell, I'm putting all my Luke Farrell. I should think this dude does work hard blocking. This is something that, well, you know, we had another guy that blocked pretty well, but I thought he caught pretty well too. Remember the guy we had? We just lost him a couple of years ago. Kyle. See, I gotta tell you though, fam. Sometimes I think this is Kyle's game plan. I don't know if sometimes does he not let people play that have the ability, except for the kid we got from Bama, of course. He just wasn't that good. But Farrell should take some of the Kittle weekly workload. Could be removed from George's plate to some degree, and that's all he needs. I think Ken Shannon can more work with Kittle in the passing game and things like that, instead of just making him out there bruising himself and getting all beat up. He's getting too old for that anyway. Put him back in targeting mode, Kyle. Also, the free agents just acquired by San Francisco aren't necessarily high profile, but picked for their skill sets that are most likely seen as a fit for Niners-style football. I don't believe the 49ers just pick players up to be picking them up. Maybe a couple here and there, but not. I mean, I think the 49ers do see something in a player, because otherwise it's just a waste of time. Why bring in somebody that has no chance to make the team? The term camp fodder is thrown around a lot. We do it, but you don't need all those useless bodies. You can get a guy that may have a chance to make the roster. There's no point in getting guys that just out there to get hit. So to the phones, we're going to go for your take on how George Kittle's role may change in the upcoming 2025 season. As I'm anticipating. Come on, George. Kyle, release the beast. In fact, let's make some yardage predictions. I got George this year, provided he doesn't get taken out. I'm going to give him 1,400 yards. Yeah, go George. I got 1,400. Let me mark that down because I was just riding that off the cuff. 1, 4. Ow. And we'll also be predicting the possible benefits and contributions of the recently added FAs. Fam, oh, God, Kyle, if you do this again, Kyle, somebody needs to send somebody out to just whip you with a belt. Shanahan said this week at the NFL's annual meeting in Florida, quote, I thought Jake played well. He's not talking about Moody. He's talking about Brendel. I thought Jake played well. When you study centers throughout the league and things like that, and you watch all these guys, I think Jake's up there when it comes to his pass protection. A lot of those guys get mismatched against nose tackles and some of the D tackles they've got to go against. I think Jake does protection as good as anyone in this league. And I think he's always been a very good run player for us, too. Kyle, Jake doesn't top any of PFF's rankings. His 65 offensive grade ranked 12. That's double digits, Kyle. He's not in the top 10 among all centers last season, while his 71.6 run blocking grade, it ranked 8th. Okay, not bad. His pass blocking, a 55.1 grade, that's 20th, Kyle. And what do you like to do? You like to run the ball, Kyle. 55.1 grade in pass blocking. Oh, I'm sorry. No, run blocking does okay. Kyle, that's why Brock had to buy 2 or 3 horses during the course of the season. He rode some of them into the dirt. Kyle, that's not good. That's not good. That's not going to help us, Kyle. And that's why Jake gets a lot of flack, because guys are coming right up the middle, flushing him out of the pocket, causing him to run around. Instead of putting a spotlight on Brendel, they put it on Brock. That's not good, Kyle. That dimension of his game has steadily declined since his career best 77.4 mark back when he was with the Dolphins back in 2018. We can do better. We can do better. But Jake both giveth and taketh away. His run blocking is consistently, I made a mistake on that. His run blocking is actually consistently improved since bottoming out at 54.6 that same year. Damn it, Jake. You know what, Jake? You know what? You don't half-ass do this job, though, Jake. You got to get better pass blocking. I don't want to see Brock being flushed. The ball comes back and the defender comes back with it. Come on, Jake. Oh, man. The Niners weren't really busy, though, fam, during the free agency, but their small group of signings could. They might be put to work this season. The team may have jobs to keep those guys busy. There's a chance some of their free agent signings don't make the team, of course. So camp fodder, as that term, I like to use that term very much. So I mean, why bring him in here if he ain't got no chance? Just let him go somewhere else. Look at prospects. We don't have time for camp fodder. But, you know, some of these guys, their careers could end and begin within the next few months. I think the Niners don't bring players in, though, unless they think they can use them. It's about that how that player performs during his audition and disappoints, and then they have to say, maybe next year, kid. Yeah. We'll put you on the practice squad, give you a little time to relax. Maybe we saw some things out there that you're not really maybe a little nervous. We want to see some more from you. Let's project roles based on that with caveats for change that may take place right after the draft. You know how guys come in after the draft, they're like, they're ready to go, right? So we'll see what that does. Starting with Mac Jones. Fam, you know, I saw Kyle's face on 49ers NBC or Sports, yeah. I got a kick out of it. Kyle had that big crap-eating grin on his face. He's looking at Mac Jones. Kyle, you never looked at any other of the backup quarterbacks like that. What is with Mac Jones, you and Mac Jones? And we found out about you and Mac Jones, and people said you were going to draft Mac Jones, and there was the biggest argument, amongst 49er fans all over the league that year that you picked up Trey Lance, who, by the way, is now getting a job with Jim Harbaugh over with the Chargers. But that was hilarious. But Kyle already, he admitted it. Yeah, I was torn between Mac Jones and Trey Lance. What? Everybody, some of us said, no. Yes, okay. I thought I knew you because I said, this guy has Kyle Shanahan written all over him. And then after Trey showed up, I said, well, maybe not. So, you know, Kyle's all giddy. Outside of any injury starting, though, to current QB1 Brock Purdy, there's nowhere else for Jones to really go. On the depth chart, he will be the backup. Maybe the 49ers draft a quarterback who does a Brock Purdy, but the odds of that happening again this soon are slim. But if they do, goodbye to Kyle Jones' crush, and a new kid, and Tanner Mordecai will be all that's in that room. We won't have a kid over 25. Tanner just made 25. And Brock's is Brock 25 this year? Or 26? He should be about 25 or 6 by now, right? I'm not sure about that. But Demarcus Robinson, he will be the 4th WR. There's a chance Robinson begins the year as a 3rd wide receiver if BA misses time, and he is. So you know what? Stop. Why are they pumping us up with these lies? BA ain't going to be opening for. And I say, Brandon, are you? He could be available for opening day. I say, stop it. Stop it. No, he's not. Day one is coming. Week 1 is coming up soon. But if Ike misses time and Ricky Pearsall struggles out of the gate, Robinson could be elevated to WR2 along Jawan Jennings. Not scared of that, really. Here's my guy, though. Tight end Luke Farrell, roll backup TE. Tight end is a position the Niners may add a few times in the draft anyway. They have been looking for that elusive replacement for George Kittle for how many years? And remember, we found George Kittle by accident. The 49ers are not good at finding tight ends. Remember? The 49ers went over to look at C.J. Beathard in Iowa. And Beathard's out there throwing. Hey, coach, who's that kid out there making those catches? Oh, that's George Kittle. George Kittle? George Kittle, okay. Kittle? Okay, thanks, coach. The rest is history. So you see, that was an accident. They just happened to catch George Kittle. They didn't go over there looking for him. They went over there looking for a quarterback. Ain't that a bee? So, a quality tight end could push Farrell into a 3rd tight end role, though, particularly if that rookie is a solid pass catcher. But Farrell is a versatile blocker who will at least, this is the point I like the most, he will at least open camp as number 2. Fam, if he can block as well as they think he can, you don't put George Kittle in that role as often as you do, especially if he's anywhere near George Kittle's ability or capability to block. Now you can put them 2 tight end sets out there. Let him be the horse and the mule. Let George go out there and take apart a secondary like he can. And now you got 3 real threats. And then Ricky Pearsall could be 4. If Ricky's ready to roll, Jawan, George, and Ricky. I can't wait for the season to start. We got to find out Farrell's going to be all that in a bag of chips. So, linebacker Luke Gifford. This is another one. This is one of those guys going to be a special teams guy. He's pretty good at that. He may get looks at the starting Sam linebacker, but doesn't figure to factor into the starting Will job as an every down player alongside Fred Warner. Besides, that boy from Georgia or Bama is coming in for that job. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, he's going to be ready. I mean, he's got to be. Quarterback Ciron Neal, another special teams guy. Fam, how many times did we cry in front of the TV? We spent more energy crying about the special teams last year than after we got the ball kicked off. WTF was a thing that rang from the Niner Empire, the halls of the Niner Empire a lot. Oh, man. Look at the field position. The special teams. Oh my God. Now we got to get into the kicker? They just rush. The dude just rushes past the initial point of contact, gets past him, and the kicker's got to make the stop? Oh, Jake Moody. This is why, we got mad at Jake Moody, but they damn near broke his leg. But Jake was bold enough to get out there and at least get in the way. Special teams got to look better this year, fam. We cannot put up with weak-kneed sisters back on that special teams team. Ciron Neal has carved out a really nice career as a special teams ace, and the 49ers knew that. That's where his job with the 49ers is most likely going to be. He ain't getting cut. Trey Brown, I like him. If you watch footage on this guy, not to be surprised. If Brown winds up as a 3rd starting cornerback alongside Green and Demo, he played 1,169 defensive snaps across 4 seasons with the Seattle Seahawks, right? There will be opportunities for him to carve out a significant defensive role. Come on, Trey, I see your tape, man. You look damn good. He got hurt is why he had to take a step back. And, Hawks don't wait for people to get – look what they did to Richard Sherman. First ballot Hall of Fame. They wouldn't even let him heal up. Although Rich was getting up there, but he wasn't that old. Quarterback Trey Thomason, another special teams potential. Thomason doesn't have the NFL juice Brown has, but he has a good prospect. He was a good prospect coming out of the NFL draft, and he'll have a real shot to earn a starting gig after being claimed off waivers by the 49ers just ahead of free agency. You notice how the 49ers are getting the best athletes, and usually cornerbacks are some of your best athletes on the field. Let's put them on special teams. Let us stop missing all them damn tackles. Let us hurry up and get downfield in order to make a play. Oh, God, special teams. He only played 45 snaps as a rookie, though, and missed all the last season after going on the IR late in training camp. So he could be susceptible. He might be tender. Another defensive back. You can see the 49ers are going after all these DBs in order to find some aces to play that special teams. Some of these guys aren't going anywhere, fam. Reserve safety, special teams contributor. Pinnock may get opportunities to battle for a starting job as well. But his versatility to play corner and safety also make him a valuable reserve in a thin 49ers safety room, which I'm pretty sure they're going to address in the draft. But, you just never know about that. The draft could bring in more garbage, too. And safety, Richie Grant. If Jair, you got to poop and get off the pot this year, bro. Yeah, you did all that at Penn State, and everybody says, boy, we got us ball hawk now. Go get him, Jair. Jair went out there. I'm still seeing that play in my mind. Bernardo Green stepping back. He's working. He's got his man covered. Bam! Jair comes out of nowhere. Wipes Bernardo out. Touchdown, Kansas City Chiefs. Coach, call Jair over. Ask him what the hell he was doing. Okay, it's over. Jair's got another chance this year. But this kid, Richie Grant, he's a versatile player. Reminds you of Jimmy Ward, according to write-ups here, who had won a whole lot of success in Robert Saleh's defense. Uh-oh. We got some competition going on back there now, Jack. Grant lined up all over the field for the Falcons in 2022 and 23. Hey, Tony, tell me about this dude, man. Grant, it was Richie Grant. He got relegated to a backup role last season. He may have a career revitalization, though, if he gets back with Robert Saleh. And last but not least, long snapper. We picked up one like we need. At least they didn't draft one and waste that draft pick. John Weeks. Apparently he's an upgrade over Tabor Pepper, who is being held directly responsible, as an investigation was launched. The result of that it was Tabor Pepper's fault that Jake Moody sucked butt. Okay, fam. I want to know about George Kittle's role. Will it be increased this year? And do you see any of these free agents being worth a damn, and will any of them make the team to make special teams a special unit this year? You want to say something about the draft? Go ahead. Remember, stay within the 6-minute window, or I have been told again by production, you will be cut off. Okay, and they were talking to me, though. They weren't talking to you. Smooth. Ow, smooth. Get in there, smooth.
So, Ronbo?
Smooth. So how you doing, fam?
So, baby boy?
Hey.
All right, I'm good. Just, some pizza.
There you go. Pizza's like the most special comfort food in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's contagious, bro.
It is, man. You can't
it's like meat and pizza like me and chronic. Can't get enough.
Hey, Chloe and CeeLo, what's up? Hey, fam.
Hey, my brother. You think, hey, Ronbo. You gonna say something? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, George Kittle, I expect big things from George this year because this year the 49ers got to extend him. And let's stop making him play a laborer out there. Let's make him a skilled laborer if we're going to do anything. Let him get loose out there. Get some catches in. Beat some people down, try to tackle him. Ain't nothing I love more than watching George Kittle carry 2 or 3 guys down the field as they're trying to take him down. Let him have that ball. Yeah. Go ahead, fam.
Check this out. Tight ends is loaded in this draft. And Carolina Panthers, right now it's a rumor, Carolina Panthers want George Kittle. So
what?
I don't know how true that is. I didn't dig too much into it, but they're interested in George Kittle. The Panthers.
I know, but no.
So and he got an extension. He got extension coming up. They got to do fair warning. They got to do we already know they're doing blocks. So I mean, everybody else, if they can let Greenlow go, hey.
I know they can let anybody go.
Greenlaw more money. Hey, I'm telling you, the draft is deep. I can see it happening, though. It's a rumor right now, but I can see it happening.
Okay, let me continue to be a rumor.
Most of the rumors become true, though. It's some,
all of them. God.
I know. I don't want to come in here, but I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. So
okay. I got at this point you can't.
I've read.
I agree. At this point, you can't be surprised at anything. I love me some George Kittle. I hope not. All right.
Oh yeah. Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. Trey Lance of Georgia. You already touched on that.
I know. I felt sorry for him. I'm kind of glad that Harbs did that. Maybe it reminds Harbs of Colin Kaepernick.
Harbaugh. You took the words right out of my mouth. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He gonna be patient with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And teach him some things.
So, same thing you did with Kaepernick. Yep. Turn Kaepernick around.
He's got the same coordinator over
Kaepernick
there,
he just run. Kaepernick never sat in the pocket. He just run. But once he got with because in Nevada, where he was in Nevada, that's how you do is run a lot.
But Cap could throw that ball out of the stadium, though. The dude had an arm, though.
Oh man. Oh yeah. He had Jeff George back in the day for the Falcons. Launch.
We're gonna find out, though.
So Sinners too. The Niners said they're cool with their line. Did you hear about that? You read about that?
Over and over. I mean, Kyle has said that, and him and John are lockstep about that too.
Man, they better draft. They better pick somebody. They better get about 3 players, man, on the offensive line. I'm telling you, the center, a guard, and that right tackle.
At least
I'm telling you, probably 4, because somebody has to take over for Trent. Trent, he been injury, and when you get old, injuries hard to come back from. So he may won't last the whole season this season. I ain't trying to put bad luck. I'm just.
It is what it is. He's done that every year last 3-4 years, and we got rid of his replacement.
It is, bro.
So yeah.
Yep. He's not getting no more money.
Well, yeah, he just got some money.
They already extended him. Yeah, they're extending him for 2 more years. Now, if he finishes out those 2 years, that's yet to be seen. But
that's goodbye.
Man,
that's it.
Better take care. Like I said last time we talked, I said in this draft. Don't go running back. Don't go wide receiver. Don't go tight end. Don't go defensive back to safety. Go defensive line, trenches, and offensive line.
Yeah.
That's where you go. Because for the skill position players, you got them all over the draft. So Niners can maneuver up and down. I told you they probably have about 4 different trades going in this.
But fam, I wish.
And they can end up with
Can I keep George Kittle?
Go ahead.
Can I keep George? I want to keep George Kittle. Can I keep George?
But you know what? It all depends on what his agent's asking for.
I know, right?
That's what it's going to come down to. Because see, the agent's got to get a percentage of that contract too. So
George, give me your agent. Work for yourself.
I mean, this is what it comes down to. They have the money. They're not broke. York said he put his foot down and said no big spending this season, but the following season, 2026, they're gonna be whoever the highest draft pick if you fit the Niners scheme, whatever, they're gonna go. They're gonna go all in like they did the previous year. But see, they cleaning the house again, but not rebuilding, just retooling, resetting.
Yeah.
So they had the money. So George Kittle, he gonna play this season, see how he do. You know, if you stay healthy, you know. But like I say, he's getting up there too. But they got another tight end, so that'll take some pressure off of George Kittle. So he has to block as much. He's just a receiver.
Yeah.
He's a receiver.
That's what I want to see.
They can play the two tight end set. Yeah, go ahead, man.
We're down to the last minute. Close it up, and I'll see you. Yeah, man, I lost where I was. Oh, Sunday. I'll see you Sunday. Yeah.
I'll be there.
All right.
I'll be there, man.
God
said the same. I'll be with you Sunday.
All right. More
Shout
pizza.
out to the faithful. Thank you for the prayers. I can remember all your names. I can get to all your names. You know, my fingers be getting tired of texting, so I'm just going.
And as long as a man above is listening to us, keeping you healthy, we gonna keep it coming too, fam. All right.
There it is, man.
I see you Sunday.
I'm back home. I'm back home from that damn country farm place.
All right.
Smelling like horse manure and all, man. I'm never going back to Woodacre.
I hope not.
Detroit versus everybody.
Okay, you know what? Here's the
Detroit,
thing.
Detroit.
Boy, Ben Johnson is going, bro.
I hope we play Detroit.
Yeah.
I hope we play Detroit.
I do
but
too.
Let me let you go and get to the next caller so I can down this pizza and get to my sticky, icky, my chronic. All right.
All right. Right, fam.
All right. All right. Smooth operator, I'm out.
All right. And Don Burr.
Take care. All
right, fam. When's the last time the Red Wings or the Tigers filled up a venue? You know what? I mean, Don, you know what? Eminem and Kid Rock are semi-retired. Wait, I do have one thing to say about Detroit, though, that I'm amused by. The Pistons. The Pistons are trying to resurrect the bad boy Pistons of the 80s. But you made a mistake tonight, didn't you? The Timberwolves wasn't having all that roughhouse playing. That was hilarious. People getting ejected. It reminded me of the old days. I mean, they threw one of them youngsters up into the one of them Pistons got thrown up into the seats. Jimmy, shut up, Don. I mean, hey, Tony, get in here. God, Detroit versus everybody. Kid, blank.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Let me plug the phones, whatever. Yeah, bro.
Tony?
That's better. I can hear you better like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Get it all straightened out.
What's happening?
Yeah, man, we're just sitting there looking at. I'm predicting George Kittle, and Smooth comes in and just broke my heart because I didn't see any mention about the Panthers wanting George Kittle. I imagine a lot of teams would like to have George Kittle, actually, depending upon what they want to give the 49ers for it. And if somebody says, give me a first-round pick for George Kittle right now, hey, whoa, he's there. He is there. What time you want to see him? I'll have him out tonight. I could see that. You know? Because, I mean, damn it.
I can't see it, Robert.
I can't either. I can't imagine it. I don't want it. I don't care. You're not. What are you going to get a first-round pick? You're going to go in and get a tight end in the draft? No.
No. No. He's too good of a player. Brings a lot of energy to the team. Even when they think they're behind, he's the dude that motivates them. And says, "Come on, man, we can kick their ass. Don't stop."
Right. You know, guy's hard nosed.
You need
plays hurt.
Look, there's going to be a lot of 1-year deals this year, Ronbo.
I know, right? This is the 49ers style.
Yeah, it's not because of their style.
They do.
It's because they've got the same amount of picks they have this year, next year. So whatever they get out of the draft, whatever they hit on, we'll see OTAs, training camp, this, that, and the other, and they're going to sign some UDFAs and other dudes. They're all going to be 1-year deals. But if you can, it'll be a good test for Chokerhand. Quite frankly, it'll be a good test for him. See what he can do, and how well he can apply himself with what they're going to come up with. And if we get to the playoffs next year, Ronbo, with whatever comes out of the draft and free agency and undrafted free agents, that's got to be a positive.
Oh, hell yes. Because a lot of us, I didn't anticipate that. Well, a few weeks ago I said, well, we're not going to the playoffs this year. I said it without even thinking about it. But you know what? I don't know about that now, but go ahead.
Because then the next year's team, you can finish it off in the draft.
Well,
and then 2 years in a row, you're going to have, 24 draft picks in a couple of years. That's a lot of cheap.
Yeah. You're doing the math on that.
Players.
Yeah, Tony, some of those picks could be used as commodity. I mean, you can use those for trade, too. They're going to have a surplus of those picks no matter what. You don't need 11 picks a year, not for any length of time. They become a problem.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I can use them if I want a player. I give you 2 draft picks for this guy. Now it's a point where you can obviously manipulate it in different ways. But, yeah, I see what you're talking about, though.
I understand that, but the 49ers are too stupid to do that. I mean, look at the O-line. Our offensive line is great, fellas, It's fantastic.
They're not fooling anybody saying that. Tony, I don't even believe they mean that themselves. They're just saying that. They don't want anybody to have any idea as to what they plan on doing. Because they're going after that kid in Texas. Watch.
What do you mean they don't want anyone to have any idea what they're doing? What do you think the other teams go and game plan just because,
Well,
of course they know what the other teams.
For some reason, every GM in the league plays this game. They like to keep their cards close to the chest as if that were going to matter. Tony, that would not fool me for a minute. But why they do that is still beyond me. Why go out there lying all the time? Especially John Lynch is good at it. With the cheeks and everything, the dimples and lying is that big grin. John, you freaking lie. You're lying to you. God, that's not, you don't mean that. And he's been proven he doesn't. God.
Well, I mean, that's the most embarrassing thing you can say, not only for yourself, but for a prestige club like the 49ers.
Yeah.
Right? I would understand if you came out there and said, we know what we need to work on. Nobody has to tell us what we need to work on and what needs to be upgraded and things like that. You know what I mean? I don't need to be told. I'm here. Yeah. I see. My eyes can see. Mm-hmm. I give them a Belichick answer.
You're right.
Yeah? Don't go out there and say, our O-line, and then you run out on the field first again and get smashed and you can't score a point.
Quarterback stretched out behind that guy, he just stick out. Woo! God. And Tony, you remember that year that Smith? What was his first name? The big bruiser we had inside that took that offensive lineman, dragged him all the way back to Drew Brees, and with the lineman in hand, grabbed Brees with one hand and jerked him to the dirt. If I was the owner or the manager that year, that offensive lineman, he is so fired that same night. I don't care how good that defensive lineman is. You don't do that. You do whatever you can to stop him. Look what you embarrassed the entire state of Louisiana. So, let's laugh at that for years.
Well, if they go all defense in the draft, they go for the whole, in the trenches, they go defensive line, then hopefully that means next year they're going to go offensive line.
Well, rationally speaking, maybe. I wish.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to predict these things.
How are you going to? The center gets blasted all the time. People run up the gut come around the other side on McKivitz's side, and they're blowing smoke up his ass. Oh, he's the best thing since sliced bread. Bullshit. Have a look at him.
And that's the defensive plan of every team. Tony, hey, we ran our clock. Tony, I'll see you Sunday. Always great, entertaining stuff, too. I'm laughing at your jokes so much, your time ran out. Tony's not joking, by the way. Let me see you Sunday, fam. All right?
All right, brother. Shout out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, Papa D, 49 Brian, the rest of the crew, and see you in the next one.
Can't wait. Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, brother.
And in fact, you gotta have a sense of humor as a 49er fan, because think about what we've been through the last 7-8 years. More than that, actually, Harbaugh left us with we had to have a sense of humor too, because the 49ers will hurt your feelings, boy. And all the teams say, the 49ers, they did nothing. Yeah, they have, as a matter of fact. The 49ers been in the thick of the mix a lot, way too often. So when Rams fans start to, yeah, you guys ain't did nothing. Well, we beat your ass the entire time. That doesn't matter, though, because you guys aren't that good. What we've been trying to do is get past teams like the Chiefs and the Ravens and teams like that. So, you need to sit back, shut up, while grown men are out there battling. Hey, Aaron, get on in here, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
And, man, I'm sitting here. Every time I start this program, it seems something is said to bring me back down. So I start off the show with Kittle in mind, and I got plans. I got dinner parties and everything else, celebrating those weeks that we're doing great, and George is having 200-yard games. And what does Smooth do? Yeah, Ronbo. Yeah, the Panthers talk about trading for George Kittle. What? See, I sometimes think when I'm going through the dailies, I may have seen that, but my mind can't handle it, so I kept moving. Oh, hey, Triple H, you see that notice?
I mean, first of all, the rumor about Kittle, the rumor about the Panthers being interested in Kittle, that's false. Because I never seen that on X or.
See, Smooth. See, and Smooth. I see him in X all the time. He covers the dailies more than I do. But hey, Smooth, Aaron, I feel bitter already. You know what's so funny though? As soon as we get through today, I'm gonna go search that up right away, because I want to know what the Panthers are willing to give up. You can't, Aaron. You cannot give up too much. The 49ers will bite. Right now, the 49ers are in that mood. George asked for too much money, and we can get a second-round pick, which he's definitely worth, no matter what Apollo Crews says. Apollo Crews, man, George Kittle ain't no fifth-round pick. So, but Aaron, go ahead, man. Jump on it. George Kittle, some of the people we picked up in the draft, are they worth the damn, or this could be special teams? What are you thinking?
There's no way we're trading Kittle because he's our captain. He brings that energy. And I'm thinking that in this draft, we're probably going to draft a tight end that can
more than one, probably.
More like a receiver tight end, because we signed that dude from
Luke
Farrell.
Yeah.
And I think Farrell is more a blocky tight end, so
he is, and damn good from what I understand.
Yeah, so, and I think that's why they signed Farrell to replace Charlie Warner.
Warner, that's the guy. Warner was a pretty good, decent blocker, and Warner could catch. They just wouldn't throw the ball to him.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah, Kittle's not going anywhere.
I don't think so either.
Come on,
guys, it would, for PR purposes, if nothing else. You know,
imagine
how mad people would be. Oh man, go ahead. Imagine.
Imagine how Brock would feel if Kittle would have been traded. That connection of Brock and Kittle man, that's yeah.
It's bad. Aaron. You like pancakes? It's like
Oh
moms
yeah.
or whoever puts the pancakes on the table, give you a stack, but ain't no syrup. We ran out of syrup. What? How am I supposed to eat these? I feel the same way about pancakes and syrup as I do George Kittle and the 49ers. Do you have to have them? I got to. So he ain't going anywhere.
Oh yeah.
How many yards is he going to
Nah.
get this year?
But I mean, since Debo's gone, I think Pearsall would be good. I think he'll be better this year. Not sure about BA.
He ain't coming back till week
I
8,
think for
week
Kittle,
9.
yeah. So I think for Kittle, I give him about 1,200 yards.
All right. There's another bid for over 1,000-yard George Kittle season. We got to keep him healthy though, because you know how George plays. He gets hurt because of his style of play. Because George will throw his body. I mean, you see George do some catches sometimes. George will launch in the air and just get way up. And as long as he makes that catch, he's such a dedicated football player. George, watch out for your body, though. Just be a little more careful. And drag him down the field. First man that grabs George, forget about it. If anything, you'll get hurt.
Yeah, and that's why, they need to draft. They need to invest on the O-line because Trent might miss at least 2 games because he's getting older.
Yeah, at least
which I'm
2.
not throwing shade at him.
No, it's true. Ankle goes out every year, at least one or the other.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of Jake Brendel, I mean, I don't understand why Kyle and Chris Farson likes Jake Brendel.
A lot.
Like his pass blocking grade is horrible.
54. Yet people blame Brock. I don't blame Brock. I'm watching this dude, and the nose tackles are big dudes, right? I'm watching this dude, damn near 300 pounds, coming at me because he steamrolled Brendel. And so Brock has to hustle up out of the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, and try to make a play. Brock Purdy's regressing. He sucks. Hey, let me put you in front of a 300-pound lineman, and you stand there and see what you can do. Shut the hell up. God, I hate when the people start talking like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. God, that's annoying.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if they gonna draft a center this draft, but I hope they do because, man, I can't take any more of Jake Brendel. My God.
I don't know how much more Brock can take of me. There's another guy on the team that they're looking at. They're grooming him. It's not Zakel, but there's another guy. I forget. I was reading his name. Jake has got to improve, or he's got to move. That's all there is to it. Especially going to play Brock Purdy that much money. You can't have him being suspect.
I know.
Who?
Yeah. So.
We'll find out. AAA, we're going to roll the clock. I'm going to tell you what, though. Let's Sunday do this. All right? I'll be looking for you.
All right, Ronbo. You have a good night and bang, bang, not a game.
Hell
for
yeah.
life.
I'll see you on X. Have a great night, fam. And here comes white chocolate. Hey, Trey, get on in there, man.
Ronbo!
Trey!
Hey, Ronbo, get ready to have your sweet tooth satisfied, baby, because it's white chocolate coming in hot.
Dude, you know what? Speaking of which, George Kittle. I'm dismissing what I just heard about George Kittle getting traded to the Panthers. So George Kittle is staying. And
Ronbo, that was wild. That
Yeah.
Panthers thing, I haven't seen that at all.
I know. You
couldn't
know,
believe it when that
I'm
dude
not
was
sure
talking
what
about
Smooth is
that.
getting into intel, but I'm not
Yeah.
trying to hear that. George Kittle.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the only thing I'll say about that, Ronbo.
Go ahead.
Honestly, that had me thinking a little bit because here's the thing, and I know it's fake news anyway. I don't want to call out Smooth or whatever, but I saw Matt Mayoko, who, he's tapped in, Ronbo. I saw one of his mock drafts where he had the Niners taking Tyler Warren, and I always wondered how that would work out with George. You know what I mean? How could they have both of those guys, right? But
Well, yeah, you could.
Anyway,
Can
yeah.
Tyler block? Because he can knock Farrell down
he
to
could do it all, Ronbo.
to tight end 3, because George Kittle's going to the Hall of Fame. So I'm not worried about George Kittle getting disrespected. I want to see them both on the field, and I can extend George Kittle's career a couple of seasons. If Warner's all that in the bag, if he's all that good, then come on in here, boy. Come on in. Let's have it. I ain't got any problem with that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Hey, listen, it would be a crazy, crazy duo. You know what I mean? It's weird because I didn't hear any of that Panthers stuff.
I'm hoping Smooth just was asleep when he heard that. He was dreaming.
Yeah, it just had me thinking about that Mayoko mock because I was like, how would that work? But anyway, Ronbo, I know the prompt tonight. I got to be honest. I got some notes.
All right.
I'm ready to come in hot.
All right.
Because we're talking about Kittle, right? In terms of hopefully Farrell Ronbo can take away some of that dirty work from him as much as possible. Because I don't want to go too crazy on this, but of course, the Niners got caught sitting on their hands again and let the Arizona Sharks reset the tight end market, with that McBride extension.
I know.
Right?
I forgot about that. That's my God, Niners. You wait around, and exactly. Continue, Trey. God, that's right. I forgot about that.
Ronbo, George. All right, here's the thing. George is going to be getting at least $20 million a year now, right? Up from 15. So we're going to need him healthy, right?
Yeah.
But you know what, Ronbo? Here's the thing I want to say. And as a Niners fan here in Birds territory, I'm yapping out of PA here. I hate to give the Birds any praise.
Well, they earned it.
Howie Roseman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame GM.
He was talking about the Saquon extension, and he said, you know what? He said, Ronbo, you have to reward players who do great things for your franchise, right?
And he's right.
Here's the thing, Ronbo. You hear the Niners brass, they'll praise these great players on our team, right?
Yep.
In different interviews and whatnot, but then they'll drag their feet when it comes time to pony up.
Right.
Right? It's time for them to put their money where their mouth is, get these things done before the price of the brick goes up, Ronbo.
Right.
Because the price of that George Kittle brick just went up. You know what I mean?
Waiting around. What if a QB gets signed again tomorrow? Now the price goes up again. That's blah, blah, blah gets paid $65 million. Oh, see, Niners, what the hell are you waiting on? Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know what, too? I know, one of the other, things we're talking about tonight is the free agents, that they brought. And here's the thing, I'll tell you this, now, Ronbo. The Niners definitely addressed a need in free agency this year.
Which one?
Unfortunately, but also kind of fortunately.
Secondary?
That was special teams. No,
well, yeah.
Special teams.
Oh.
You know what I mean? They obviously, all of those guys, pretty much 80% of those guys.
All athletic
special teams
DBs.
Ravens.
Yep.
Which is great. They had special teams was a big issue last year.
Pissing me off week after week.
But, But I will say, Ronbo, I actually, you know what? I like that. I actually, low-key, I always have some, very critical of the Niners. So I come in
As we all are.
sometimes, it might seem a little negative, you know what I mean?
No,
But,
we all talk about the
will
Niners
say,
because we like them.
Yeah. Ronbo, you know what? Low-key, I like that DeMarcus Robinson. I like that pickup.
Yeah.
As a
Nobody's
solid,
crying about that.
wide receiver 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Now, if he's elevated to anything more than that, we're in big trouble.
Well,
You
the
know
thing
what
is,
I mean?
you don't have to worry
He
about Ronnie Bell coming in at wide receiver 3 at any point. Robinson could play a lot better than Ronnie. I'm happy with that pickup as well.
You know what, Ronbo? Here's the thing, though. Like, in classic Niners fashion, right? Like, there's always a trade-off.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's going to be suspended, at some point this season.
Oh, I forgot. Robinson, he's doing drugs.
Yeah, he had a DUI. He had a DUI with the Lambs.
Oh, no, yes, that's right. It
And
wasn't
of course,
PD.
the
Yes.
goddamn Lambs find a way to burn us somehow with that. You know what I mean?
That's all right. He'll be back in time to play against the Rams at least once.
But, yeah, he's going to miss, I don't know how many games he'll miss, but I like that pickup. And like I said, I think they reinforced special teams, really, in free agency.
A lot.
I think that was the big thing. That was like the big storyline.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So, but anyway, you know what, Ronbo?
Hey, wait! Before we say goodbye, give me a prediction on the George Kittle year. What will his yardage say at the end of 2025 season?
All right, here's the thing, Ronbo. I'll say this quick.
Real quick.
One thing I'm wondering about, as someone who's played ball, here's the thing. Because hopefully Farrell can take away the pass blocking. But if Kittle's only in for passing situations, the defense could key on that, right?
Kyle.
So anyway, what I want to get at is there's some trade-offs. But here's the thing. I'll say it's going to be over 1,000. It's going to be over 1,000. It'll be over 1,000. From there, I don't want to go. Yeah.
No, I think about that because I'm going to ask you again at some point. All right, we're out, fam. Look, I will see you Sunday.
Hey, Ronbo, let me get a Niners holler.
Oh, easy. Niners! Big trade for PA.
Hey, Ronbo, great talking to you as always, man.
It's a
Love
pleasure,
the platform. Bang, bang. White chocolate's out, baby.
Night, fam.
Take care.
Hey, Eric, come on in.
What's up, everybody?
Eric, I'm laughing as I see through the chat. People are wondering why you block them. Eric, you know what I like about you? You're a no-nonsense guy. You're not going to put up with a bunch of BS. You just tell these guys, I just block you out of my life. Wait, I love the way you roll, Eric. And for you guys that are trolling Eric for reasons unknown, see, people with good sense don't put up with stuff like that. Why are you bothering him for? And by the way, he's not a 49er fan for you Rams that spend all of your waking hours. They're envious, and they thought you were a 49er fan, Eric. They're so envious that they makes them feel better. I'm gonna take a little bit of this 49er down. I'm gonna tell him this, and I'm gonna tell him that. Boy, you guys, I'll be talking about boring. My God. So, Eric, good job.
Yep. So how's it been doing tonight?
You're doing all right. I'm excited about George Kittle and what I expect from him this year. And I'm liking the fact that I hope his role changes this year. Kyle should know by now, George is getting a little old to make him out there taking all them shots on the offensive line. So they went and got Luke Farrell. I suspect that was for a reason. So, and maybe the biggest reason was to get George the hell up off that line doing all that work. Let George do some things. It's time to let George cook is what it is. So, yeah, I'm feeling real good about that.
Yep. He's always been a very dangerous player on the field. When he's out there and he's healthy, he's something else.
He is. And, Eric, a lot of times
George
Kittle's not even – he's out there when he's not healthy. Do you know, in George's rookie year, they had him out there like a SWAT officer. George is wearing a flat jacket. I was laughing because he's wearing what? Yeah, his ribs are supposedly either severely bruised or cracked. And he's playing? Yeah. You could never tell. George Kittle's like a football player's football player. You know, this is a violent game, Eric. If you want to play football and you're serious about it, pain is not an obstacle. You play through that. And some players play even better. George is one of those guys. This dude, they have to, in fact, I've heard Kyle Shanahan say, no, at times we've got to protect George from himself. They make George sit down. George can have a banged up, I mean, he's like Rambo. George gets out there, he gets shot. George, God, go ahead. I'll catch up. George pulls a bullet out, wraps it up with a piece of his shirt, gets up, and he keeps right on fighting. Man, I love me some George Kittle. And that's why when he comes in and says, Panthers talk about trading for George Kittle. No, they're not getting him. That's our George Kittle.
Yeah, there's no way.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to George having a good year. 1,400 yards. 10 touchdowns.
And I'm pretty surprised to hear that there was some talk about Carolina getting him.
Wait,
that was surprising.
Well, see, now Smooth can't verify. I'm going to go look that up. Now, Smooth may be in circles where people know things about what's going on in the NFL. There are those of us who do. Papa Dragon's another one who's had affiliation with NFL personnel from the past that they probably still talk about things because they're still privy to a lot of information. I'm hoping Smooth is not privy to real information and that, and Papa Dragon's a Dragon, PD is up next. Watch him come in. Ronbo, there is some truth to that. I'm not going to take it seriously.
Uh-oh.
I refuse, Eric. Eric, let me stop. Eric, talk to me about what's going on in the Emerald City and anything else you want to talk about.
Well, it's actually, we've had a beautiful day out here on this side today. I guess back home they're getting a lot of rain now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there was some. I guess if the tornado would have hit, my dad would have probably gone back there to help out.
Ooh-wee.
If that was
I saw some footage of those tornadoes too. I mean, you just see this. You know who the Tasmanian Devil is, Eric? You remember him, that cartoon character?
Yeah.
I seen whoever was filming it was in a distance. All you see is this circling dust and fog and just pure hell, just concentrated in this one narrow area. And lady was talking about, well, this is what happened. Our house just it's no longer there. It just got wiped completely out. I was concerned about. Yeah. I left my dog in the house, but I got him out, and the house is gone. I'm sitting there listening to her talk, and she's very calm about it. I said,
"Yeah,
your house is gone? Gone? Oh,
yeah,
wow. Wow. What?
Yep.
I'm glad you got your dog out. First thing I was worried about the dog. I'm glad you got your dog out.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Insurance companies don't cover that kind of thing.
It's always important. Animals are always important.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for pets. So if the dog I'd have been depressed if she'd have said the dog, we don't know where he is. I would have been, I cry tears and everything. I can't stand it. I love dogs. Yeah. I love cats. I love pets, man. I can't.
Yeah, we've had, all three cats. In fact, the last one that we had, he actually went, it was 2020 election day. My mom would have me go first round to chemo on that day, and she picked that evening to die, and it's just one of those things where it's like, on that day, what can go wrong will go wrong on that day.
Terrible news.
Yeah, but she's doing good now. She's healthy.
Good. That's good news. Sometimes you
Yeah.
overcome these things and look back upon them and be grateful and happy about that. There's a lot of joy to be driven from that type of situation to go through. It's just painful at the time. Well, Eric, you know what? I'll be looking for you Sunday, and let's see what's going on
I'll be here.
in your world. All right, looking forward to it. All right, Eric.
Hey, bub.
Night.
Hey, bub.
Here goes Eric. All right. Okay, now here we go. I'm almost afraid to bring Papa Dragon in so he confirms what Smooth said. But we got to go to Tennessee, and we've got to take our medicine like men. Here's the king of the lyre. Here's Papa Dragon. Pop, get up in here.
It's true. It's true.
Go ahead and say it. Look, it's the plane. It's the plane.
All right, here's the deal.
Oh.
Let's talk tight ends. Okay. You have this thing called the internet.
Oh, yeah.
On the internet, you can post anything you want.
And do.
So a writer, tell me if you heard of this one before, from the Right Way Sports Network, LLC.
Yeah.
A writer by the name of Marissa suggested that the 49ers will trade or should trade, or the Carolina Panthers trade proposal for George Kittle. So this is a new phenomenon where writers make up a trade and say this is a trade that would work. This happens all the time on Bleacher Report. Obviously, she's making news because she said George Kittle, and she's basically saying that the Carolina Panthers should trade a third-round pick in this year's draft for George Kittle.
Third round.
That's what she's saying.
I know.
That's what George Kittle is worth as a third-round pick.
No. I think he's worth a second.
If he's worth a third-round pick, then that means Kelce's worth a fourth-round pick.
Right. Okay, good. At least that could be said. By the way, Pop, Smooth just chimed in. I said it was a rumor. It didn't come from my source. My team source legit. I hope we keep him in NFL. It's crazy. Smooth, I wasn't blaming you. I wasn't blaming you. I was just thinking because if it's in there, like Pop just said, it's in the ethers. Okay, I'm just already bothered by that alone. Pop, continue.
You have a non Carolina Panther. She's not affiliated with them at all, making up a trade proposal. That's all she's doing.
Just to get attention.
Right. It's all clickbait crap. And when you hear, absolutely, because she posted it on X. Then if you have 49er news coming to your feed, anything related, you may see it, and then you go, "Oh my God, no!"
Wouldn't it be fun if you could get disciplined for lying on the internet? I guess most of the internet would be wiped out.
Never.
There wouldn't be anybody posting. I've lied.
I know. Look at this story. This story was Trey Lance's NFL career may be over.
Yeah, they said that a few days ago, right? No.
Or he theoretically could have signed with the best possible team to sign with. No pressure. Learns from an NFL head coach. So,
and Harbaugh, what's the name of the DC or the OC that loves to work with running quarterbacks? We had him.
I can't remember, but I don't think Trey Lance is a running quarterback personally. He shouldn't.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. He's not, but he is one that likes to take off. What's that OC's name? Anyway, he'll have design runs for him.
He's not my problem no more.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kittle. So,
please.
Anyway, leaning into Kittle, you definitely could understand. Especially, I personally think that when you have a top tight end, I think that's a cheat code for a receiver. Personally, I've always thought.
Yes.
Whether Kellen Winslow, Brent Jones.
Oh.
Gonzalez.
Gronk. I mean, it just goes on and on.
It goes on. A lot of times these guys are, catching like 1,200 yards a year.
Mm-hmm.
Vernon Davis to me was a cheat code.
Oh.
But I think I said this for a long time that if you get past Kittle's shenanigans, he is really, really a top-notch receiver and athlete. I thought he's the best receiver on the team. So you could technically make the argument.
Big, fast.
Exactly. You could technically make the argument that because of where wide receiver salaries are going, which is just stupid, why would you pay one receiver when you can pay all of them the same shit? So like I said, if you look at it, honestly, what if you did bring in Tyler Warren? If you bring in Tyler Warren, now you have 2 tight end sets. You can move Kittle all over the place. You can put him at fullback, you can put him at H-back, you can put him at receiver. And you can have Tyler Warren doing some unique things underneath, over the top, and blocking.
Yes.
And personally, I think that's definitely a way they should go. They could go that route because that's going to improve your blocking in the run game. That's going to improve your passing in the pass game since, we're basically going to be down 2 receivers start the year, 3 receivers technically. So we don't
That's
go
why
deal.
I'm Farrell staying on the field. I'm going to have 3 tight end sets. I'm going to rewrite the whole offensive code. Because George Kittle ain't nothing but a big tight end, a big receiver anyway. They can block.
That's what I got. If Juice is sitting on the
Jawan
sideline
Jennings on the field.
with his clean jersey and his fat salary, and in the first person to talk on the microphone,
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump. Yeah, I can see an argument there easily for Tyler Warren. I wouldn't be mad if they took him at 11. I really wouldn't be if he was available, just because it opens up the offense in a lot of different ways, but more importantly, it opens up the running game and opens up the passing game. And again, at this point, you can detach Kittle. You can put Kittle in. You basically take Kittle and turn Kittle into Kelce.
Yes.
Where he's in the spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's detached a lot of times. Have him come do the crackdown block from the wide receiver position like Ward used to do, or like
yes. Oh, what a rush!
It's like a lot of things you can do in that particular scenario. So, as far as tight ends go, if they pick up Tyler Warren, I think Kittle is he'd go for about 1,400 yards.
That's what I predict.
He'd be less wear and tear, less injured.
His career could expand 3 more seasons easily.
And the offense would expand. And I think that Shanahan's a lot more comfortable with multiple tight ends, 2 or 3 tight ends at a time, and just run the ball. Now, good draft for running backs, good draft for D linemen. So a D lineman at 11 is not necessary. Now, the offensive lineman, of course, that would be necessary. But the problem with the offensive linemen is that most of them have short arms, except for Mubu.
And they all hate when you accuse them of that too. It's like a phallic thing with these guys.
Gotta give him the guard.
Yeah.
So based on what I'm seeing here, there is really no news as far as any kind of trade for Kittle. That's someone just trying to get
put that out there. Well, thanks for clearing that up, Pop. Because I was really going to be worried about that. I was going to start searching that as soon as we got through here.
You have to look at the money. Right now, the big money makers in that stadium is people like Kittle, people like McCaffrey, people like Purdy. That's why they're not going nowhere. Purdy, no matter what happens with Purdy, he ain't going nowhere. He can hold out all he wants to hold out. He ain't going nowhere.
Franchise tag is up. Pop, we got to roll, and we got to rock. Pop, I'll tell you what, I can't hardly wait to get you in there every time I say, you always got something special. You made me feel better already about Kittle's trade with the Panthers. Let me see you Sunday.
Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to the Big Show. Tony down under. Trey. Smooth, my man. Keep the news coming. Chill Pill, Phil, Ellis, Sharon's mom. Man, I miss Sharon. Evan, Alan, Jack, Maddie, the Dark One, Vanilla Trey, Fish Sandwich Frank, Belio. That bastard, Niner Brian, stop putting words in my mouth, Niner Brian. I don't hate Shanahan. I just want him to do better. Yes. I never said I hate Shanahan.
He never
said it. I never said fire him. I said trade him.
All right, Pop.
Niner Brian put words in people's mouth?
All the time.
See you Sunday, Pop. Have a great night. Let's get on. Hey, E, come on in, E.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Everybody.
We're here sorting. We're here sorting out. We're here sorting out rumors. We're reassigning George Kittle's job this year, as Pop just pointed out, all kind of options. I mean, this is just the fun. I mean, when I think about George Kittle, these are the kind of things you go to bed, you have dreams about. Kittle's just going to go wild. If we pick up this guy named Warren, E, have you seen this tight end we're talking about? Could be drafted.
No.
All right, because if he sounds immaculate. You put George Kittle because George Kittle has not been
personnel or something like that.
Well, see, the thing is, George Kittle hasn't been placed next to somebody like that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, run both tight ends.
Yeah.
With Kittle and him, you can swing one of them out wide. He can block the corner, or he can go deep on the corner. I mean, always
the options
put
are
the best
endless.
people. To put the best people out there. I put my tight end at fullback. My backup tight end up, and I do a halfback dive with his 6'5", 6'6", 250 frame.
There you go. And the DC is losing his mind up in the booth or wherever he's sitting trying. Now, this is what they could do. They got this option, this option, this option. Defense, here's what we go do. You can't do nothing, Coach. There's nothing you can do. Go ahead, E.
Only what you, I ain't gonna say only what you can allow him to do, but it's a chess game. It's not checkers, it's chess.
Always.
And we was talking about something. Cal did something I didn't like the other day. I had to mention it, but it's just hopefully we just get better and get the job done. That's it. Like you said, we got a plan until we get punched in the mouth.
Yeah. And
all that plan go out, but our offensive line need help looking at Philly's defensive line. We ain't gonna get to KC. We can't get past the NFC.
Yeah, I know, right? Because that Eagles defensive line is no joke. I agree. My God, that's scary.
How's our defensive line gonna go with?
And they was young last year.
Barkley and Hurts being running backs. Because Hurts like another running back, even though a lot of people don't like him as quarterback. I like him because he got the job done.
The dude squats,
what,
1,000 pounds? Can't, man.
Yeah. Just get the job done, Brock Purdy. That's what I'm saying, or Kyle Shanahan. And I don't want Kyle Shanahan to get blasted by the draft picks. Ain't that John Lynch's job?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a habit to blame Kyle for everything, but they took that off his plate. I mean, Kyle's still being there discussing, but I don't know if it's going to be totally his choices to make. He needs to tell you what works for him, and that's okay.
It's a 12-man team almost, an 8-man team in there, and all of them got offensive line, defensive line, all of them in there.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches, but
input.
We can't blame everything on Kyle.
I know, right?
I want Kyle to be blamed for his mistakes on the field. When a kicker misses 3 times, if you ain't inside that kicker's face, that's a problem for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Debo shouldn't have to come up there.
Especially
and
Debo
everybody
fat.
blame Debo for that, but nah. if a kicker missed 3 things, he's gonna hear something. He gonna hear from me then or in the locker room.
Somebody need to say something. I agree.
Somebody, yeah. You just can't let that go by. But, I mean, in CMC, we got to worry about our running backs because CMC coming off an injury. The other dude, Brendel, never did a full season. He never started. And Pete Teller is a backup or UFA. So where are we going with this?
Yeah. We picked up, what's that kid we had last year from the Packers?
Oh, yeah.
They re-signed him.
He didn't get no play.
You know what though? He played that last game. He looked good. He's a volume runner. He got better.
A lot of people say they like him
after every carry. I like him. But Kyle's going to draft another running back. That's what we do. I just wish they wouldn't get him in the 3rd round. That's a bad luck round. Get him in the 2nd or the 4th. I don't care if you have to do that. But do not get a 3rd round running back.
But see, one thing I would say, forget yesterday. Let's worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
We keep going back to yesterday. We make the same mistakes because, I'm not going to get a good running back in the 3rd round because we've been getting bad running backs in the 3rd round.
3 times, fam. 3 times, back to back to back. I don't know if they was bad, but Kyle didn't let him play.
Who's picking these people?
I wish I knew.
Cal. John, somebody need to be, if we're going to get mad at Brandon Ayuk for not getting separation or Debo for not getting separation, Trey Lance not being a good quarterback, who picked these players?
Okay, see, now you You called them all in the room, and held an investigation and had a line of questioning. I wondered what the result would be, and who would be most to blame.
Not me too, because I'm kicking somebody out. Like, one of y'all got to go. I'm sorry to say it like that, but listen.
No,
bro,
I mean, really, if you're a decision maker, you're responsible. Yeah.
7 years. And now we don't got a good offensive line or a good defensive line. And now you're sitting here looking at me like you stupid.
I know, right? Emilio still says it's all about Kyle. I never did think that way. I said, Kyle is not going to be in that room with a bunch of grown-ass men and just whatever Kyle says goes. Not always.
No.
I think him and John have had a few falling outs, actually.
Yes. Listen, I'm a grown man. Like, if I play football, I'm an alpha.
Right.
So when you step in that room, I want my opinion heard.
John
That's
Lynch
why I
is
got a job. That's why I get paid.
Right. He's a Hall of Famer. I mean, I'll listen to Kyle. We'll discuss things. But as far as we ain't going to argue, I'll be damned.
Damn. Nah, we gonna bite off this one. Like, hold up, man. This Nolan, all this, we need these help here because this, that, and the third. Fred Warner can't get no tackles if he keep getting hit by the lineman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 or 4 yards right there. So we need to stop our run. We got to help our run defense. No. So we need big boys up there, 350s, 330s.
Yeah. E, we done ran the clock. E, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to bring bookmark it. I'll see you Sunday, and let's continue with more.
Of course, man. Niner Nation, like they said, bang, bang, Niner gang. Big props to all my Niners, man. Let's just make it happen. Let's do what we got to do. Big props to Ronbo Sports.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate it.
Let's go.
All right, fam. Appreciate you. Hey, get on back here Sunday. I'll see you, fam. All right.
Always, man. I don't try to get there.
All right. Be looking for you, too. All right.
Let's
go. The law just rode in. Hey, Brian.
6'5" and 230 pounds. 49ers red and gold. I'm rocking with them damn Niners till I'm dead and cold. Screaming the name all the way from the Mid-South. The law always says, don't you roll and shut your mouth. What's up, Ronbo?
Well, Brian, I'm looking at George Kittle because I've been a George Kittle fan since his first season. Well, mainly his second season. And now George Kittle's almost come full circle with his career. He's been there and back. 2 Super Bowls, innocent of CCGs. He needs to put a ring on. We need him again this year. And I've already got what's his role going to change this year? I'm hoping so. Stop making him batter his body out there. We picked up Luke Farrell. I'm thinking that was an attempt because Luke Farrell's not all that great at catching the ball. But Luke Farrell will beat people down George Kittle style and let George go out and play wide receiver more. Do you see that happening? What do you see for him, fam? And also, give me the yards you think George is going to get. And talk about some of those guys we picked up in free agency. Are any of them worth the damn in your mind?
Oh, man, Ronbo, you throwing a lot of darts at me. Where can I start?
Start with George.
Well, I'm gonna start at let's see. Well, I tell you what, Ronbo, I'm gonna start at the top.
All right.
The very top. All right. I figured Kyle got 2 years. His contract will be up in a couple of years, and I'm correct. Do I stand correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned that earlier.
And he has an opportunity to his home, the San Francisco, the stadium, they'll be hosting the Super Bowl next year. Within his last 2 years of his contract. He needs to get it done.
I know.
I don't care if we had the big yard sale, which we knew was coming. We knew it was coming, that we were gonna have to shave salaries, shave players. We knew it was coming. You
just didn't know exactly
it's kind
when.
of hard. And it's kind of hard to keep the band together going on, and then you don't have a gold ball to show for it, or silver ball, whatever. So, with that said, now this George Kittle thing, you know what, Ronbo, I believe it when I see it. I'm not quick to swallow the rumor pill. I will believe it when I see it. If they really want George Kittle, if they, you would know it. You would know if there's an offer at the table. If they were serious. If
we know by
Carolina
now.
was serious.
Yeah.
We would have known that, So I'm not gonna worry about rumors or anything like that, whatever. Right now, my focus is on the draft, the future. Who can we get some guys? Address our needs on both sides of the line. That's where we got to start. We got to start there. We got to address the O line and the D line. O line, which we're overdue. We're 2 years behind. We should have been drafted. We should have been addressed this situation. Now you wait till after we had the yard sale. Oh, okay, now let's go get some old linemen. Let's go get some old offensive linemen, which is in the same year that we got to show Brock Purdy the bag.
See,
which he's going with Ronbo, and they might not like it. He's probably going to get $50+ million.
Yeah, you really can't give him less than that.
If his agent is doing his job, if his agent is doing his job, you think that after being on NFL minimum wage, making NFL minimum wage the last 3 or 4 years, and he's on his final year, you think that he ain't finna swing for the fence?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You think his agent,
especially the agent's going to lay down his track
record. Get ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Big Show don't like it. Big Show don't like it, and other callers or whatever like that. But he's going to get his bag.
Yeah. Well, because Brian, people who don't like Purdy only dwell upon his mistakes. They don't give a damn about what he achieved.
Right.
He made that mistake. He made that mistake. And he also made that mistake. He's not worth it.
Yeah.
See, this is the most narrow-minded BS in the friggin' world.
I do not understand the visceral hatred towards Brock Purdy.
It's weird.
He is no different than anybody. Let me ask you something. Would Joe Montana be successful without the people who were surrounding him?
Thank you.
If he didn't have a Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Roger Craig,
and Taylor should be in the Hall of Fame
all those
as well.
gold jackets, would he post it? I don't care if it is the West Coast. Would he put all the numbers that he got?
No.
Without those players.
No.
It's with
Dwight Clark.
With anybody.
These guys were talented. You've got to have somebody on the other end.
Right. Would the triplets be the triplets if one is taken away?
No. Maybe twins.
That's Emmett. Okay. Emmett, you don't have Emmett. Okay, now y'all can't run. Yeah, you got a great offensive line, but now you don't have nobody to throw the ball. Or Michael Irvin gets hurt. Now you have nobody to throw to. You have nobody bitching in the huddle talking about throw me the ball.
And we've seen what happens. Look at Brady that year before he left New England. Had no receivers, and he was hollering and screaming at him on the sidelines. Right. Look what happened to Patrick last year. They damn near killed him in the Super Bowl. So don't tell me the talent around a quarterback isn't necessary. If he's good, he can carry the team on his own. Did you ever play football? And how many games have you watched?
Right.
Who told you that? God.
Mm-hmm. So no, I mean that's with any. I think that's with any. That's with any quarterback.
You need
but
talent.
The bottom line is who. The bottom line is who is producing. It's production. What do you do with those guys?
Football's a team game.
Care.
A lot of people don't understand that concept.
It's a team game. So everybody get off Purdy's nuts, and just hey, let's just hope that a deal is struck. If they cash in, if he cashes in before the spring is out, great. We don't have to worry about no long holdout or anything. We could, he can get in sync and get ready for an upcoming season.
Low ball. Well, he doesn't deserve more than $40 million. Shut up. God. Why? Because you think so?
His agent is doing him a disservice if they take him there. And everybody said talking about, well, I wouldn't pay him. So, well, that's you. That's you. Talking about, well, I wouldn't pay him money. I'm like, well, that's you. He's going to get 50.
So,
he's going to get whatever the market determines. Period. So get over it. And even if I wasn't, even if I wasn't a 49er fan, I'd be still saying the same thing. Oh, no, he's going to.
Yeah, no. If he's done something. Because Trevor Lawrence ain't did a damn thing. Why is he getting 55? No. So don't tell me Brock doesn't deserve any money. That's just ridiculous.
Right. And we're not even talking about your boy Dak Prescott.
I mean, I wouldn't.
How many playoff wins he got? How many playoff wins he got?
He did jack.
Has he even smelled it? Has he smelled it? And he's the highest paid, and he's the highest paid in history. Do you hear me? History.
Man, Brian, we gotta go. We're out of time. I tell you what, let me see you Sunday, fam. And we'll continue talking about
Ronbo. Ronbo, shout out to you, shout out to the faithful, and always shout out to production. Keep up the good work. The law is out.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate you as always. I'll see you Sunday. Night, Brian.
All right, Ronbo.
And let's roll on over to Steven. Steven.
What's happening, Ronbo?
Steven, man, I've been on high. I find something to get happy about all the time. I could be falsely getting myself pumped up for George Kittle. He could come in and you know what though? Steven, one guy you can always rely upon to get the job done. If George Kittle's healthy, he is going to get the job done. That's one thing we can. Nobody can say anything else about George Kittle. If he's feeling good, look out. So, is that Scarlett? Scarlett agrees too.
Yeah, she's enjoying being 1 year old now, man.
Scarlett, look at you. All grown up. Steven, hit on it, man. George Kittle, the people we brought in during free agency.
George Kittle injured. Hear me out. George Kittle injured or healthy, don't matter. He's guaranteed money every time.
I know.
Guaranteed. And if last year wasn't like a true show of what he can really do even when he's injured, I should tell you something. Same thing with Fred Warner. Yeah. Fred Warner, even though he had that fractured ankle, still guaranteed. Still guaranteed. There are 4 players on that team that are guaranteed every time they step foot on that field. George Kittle being one, Fred Warner being the second. And what was it? Well, not anymore. Oh, Juice, another one, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Injured or healthy, guaranteed, every time. And then I was going to say, well, it was JP, but we don't have him no more. So outside of that, I can't think of anyone else who's guaranteed money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Brock, but we don't know. We haven't seen him where he's tried to play injured, and if he has played injured, it's not really that good. I don't think.
Well, you know what? Remember that first year he came in, and his obliques were ripped to shreds. He won that game.
Oh yeah.
Coming up that upcoming week. This is why I don't understand the hate on Brock Purdy. I really don't get it. So, yeah, Purdy is he's a tough guy. Guys like Brock Purdy are always a tough guy. They try to snap his arm off. Following season, he got that arm back together. It wasn't pretty. He did struggle a bit, but he's back. During the regular season,
he struggled, but I mean, you got to remember, coming off a surgery like that, especially with your throwing arm, you're going to be struggling regardless.
Oh yeah.
You can't. I mean, baseball pitchers can't even come back the same when they have to get Tommy John surgery. It's not the same thing. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast in sports. Once you get injured, you're not technically the same person no more. He's
young enough to can recover, but not immediately.
Yeah, it's going to take some time, and he's got to gain confidence back. That was the big issue with Jimmy G. We thought, he's going to come in and light it up again. No, he just wasn't confident in himself. He was like, I can't run, I'm scared. And the moment he got tackled, I guarantee you, he ran to the sideline, put that brace back on, and went back out there again.
I know.
And completely changed.
I think he made a lot of moves because he was concerned about his health. A lot of things he did were out of fear. Because that offensive line, again, like it's always been, they're opening the gates.
But then it's like he goes to teams where the offensive line sucks, a.k.a. the Rams.
And the Raiders got killed. Hey, wait. Steve, question from 49 Brian for you. What player is he hating on this year now that Debo is gone? It can't be Moody or Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk. Guaranteed. Brandon Ayuk.
Thanks, bro.
We'll give Jake Moody one more pass. But I hate the fact that Brandon and you can talk all that shit and not perform. It's so simple. If you're gonna talk your talk, you got to back it up. You got to walk the walk with it.
Yes.
And if you can't, then why are you talking?
Mm.
And unfortunately, 49ers Brad can't see that. Then he's part of the issue as to why the 49ers can't get it done. Guaranteed. But
I don't know when he's coming back.
Like I was saying, they said he might start the first week, but I'm like, if he starts the first week, I'll bet money. I will bet money he will go right back on injured reserve again. He'll probably tear that suture right off. And it's the only thing I'm looking forward to is watching Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, and the rise of Jacob Cowling. Man,
yes.
Ricky P and Jacob Cowling are working together. That is a fantastic thing to see. And you know what? If Brock, I'm going to go ahead and chime in with the last caller too. I think it was Ellis. If Brock Purdy's agent tells Brock Purdy to hold out, he is doing Brock Purdy a huge disservice because he needs to play the ball, regardless if he gets paid or not. Franchise tag him, I don't care. Or pay him his fucking money. Whatever. If he advises him to hold out and Brock Purdy holds out, he will injure Purdy's legacy by saying like, "Hey, look, take this year off, think about it," and then now it's just going to be like, is he going to be the same Purdy that we know and love? Is he going to be as accurate as he can be?
That's not his personality. I would bet money against Purdy, even if the agent suggests that. Brock said, "Well, I'm not interested in doing that. Now go in there and go ahead and see what you can do with a deal, but that's off the table. I'm not holding out." He just wouldn't do it. I don't believe it.
Well, here's the thing. It's not him. It's his agent.
Well, no,
unless he decides to fire his agent.
A lot of players have done that before.
Yeah. Unless he decides to fire his agent, then that just speaks volumes about Purdy. And then Purdy might, if he takes the money, whatever offer they give him, if they give him 45 or 50 million, whatever, he's got to really show out. And I think he will. He hasn't been a guy to shy away from a really hard challenge. Yeah. I mean, despite the fact that when it rains, sometimes his performance kind of dips. But hey, that's just how it is,
He'll
more importantly,
Jed's not going to let him get less than 50. Jed's already sung praises on him like nobody else. He'll get paid. It's just a matter of getting the little nuances in the contract. The 49ers, every contract has a little sentence or two in it. Oh, I have a problem with that. This is every contract that happens. There's at least one or two passages that the client can't agree upon, and then they finally work it out. Because the 49ers are good at trying to do you.
Oh yeah, you don't build a kingdom in one day. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's not overnight. You just build a kingdom. It takes time. But George Kittle, man, he's gonna have a record-breaking season. I guarantee you that. It's gonna be nasty work.
How many yards?
He's gonna want to get paid over 1,000, easily, probably 1,200, and that's playing it low. If he gets the ball as much as we think he is, because Luke Farrell is going to be taking his position at blocking, man, and they pick up some offensive linemen, Ronbo, I'm telling you right now, we're looking at 12,000 minimum. Not 12,000, 1,200 minimum. If he ran 12,000, he'd be the greatest tight end to ever touch that field. Ever. No legacy would ever break that.
That record will never be broken. That's 1,000 yards a week. 700-800 at least.
Easily. He'd be drug tested after every single game. What's he taking? What's he doing? But, man, I'm looking forward to the draft. We're going to do good. I will see you Sunday.
Looking forward to it, fam. That's got it. That roll. All right. Thanks, Steven.
All right, Ronbo. You have a great night.
You too.
I'll see you Sunday.
Looking forward to it. And, hey, yo, Anthony. Anthony, Ronbo.
Ronbo.
Anthony, I always love when you do that. Anthony, get in there, man. I'm talking. Hey, we're talking about George Kittle's future and how well he's going to do next year. And also, any of these guys who's been in the free agency, did they warm you up in it? Are you feeling good about any one of them? Because I like that guy from Seattle, that cornerback. But everybody else is like, I don't know much about him. But go ahead, Anthony. What are you thinking?
For Kittle, Ronbo, I do believe Kittle, this upcoming season, Kittle he'll get 1,000 yards, Ronbo.
Okay. Nothing more, nothing less?
If he don't get 1,000 yards, he'll be close to it, Ronbo.
All right.
Now that you got Luke Farrell, they're gonna free up Kittle.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to set that man loose to go do some other things, and that's one of
That's
them.
right. Because usually that's what we were. The last couple of years, what have been crying about, Ronbo?
Everybody and a lot of
people tired of seeing George Kittle block.
Yeah.
They get tired of seeing George Kittle block, right?
Yeah.
You need to be out there catching the ball, right?
Right.
That's what you're gonna get this year, Ronbo.
Yeah. Instead of people saying, George Kittle, what are we paying him for? He's the old man. We haven't why is he getting paid so much? That's Kyle running the offense, brah. George probably just as soon go out for passes too. So,
Yeah.
His value has been his whole overall game, though. That's why George Kittle is so valuable. Because George Kittle can get it done no matter what George is doing, it's going to be done well. So,
No matter what you're doing, he's good at it, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Whether you're blocking or going out to the pass.
That's right.
He's good at it.
Never was mad at it, but just wanted to see him get more passes. So. Anthony, I gotta do Anthony like he does me.
Huh?
Anthony, yeah. Anthony, I need to, you know what I need to know also? Listen, how are you going to use George Kittle and what kind of schematic you got lined up? Also, some of these guys we got in free agency that nobody's talked about or gave no kind of love. Oh, any of them? Did you notice all of them are like defensive back kind of bodies? Guys that can move fast and got a lot of coordination.
Yeah.
You notice that? So ain't all them missed tackles that got all them kickers killed last year? That shouldn't be the case this year.
Yeah, because we went and got speed, Ronbo.
Yes.
For the special team.
That's right. They shouldn't have waited
That's
this
the first
long.
thing, Ronbo. That was the first thing they addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Special teams.
One defensive back after another. Speed, agility, and ability to go downfield and meet that dude. And because as far as the kickers go, well, I don't know. We're gonna have that addressed too for special teams. I understand that Kyle's bringing in some kickers to compete. Go ahead.
How many games we was in? We in the fourth quarter. They kick the ball off, and the other team bring it all the way back on our side of the field.
I know, our side of the field. I mean, I got so tired of seeing
I used to be hot.
Oh.
What? Well, remember, I used to be mad.
You and me both. Anthony, did you ever say this? How come we can't get a speed merchant to bring that ball back like that? It wasn't about the speed merchant. Your special teams coverage, it sucks. Because Debo did that to a couple of teams, ran the ball all the way back down to the end zone, and only to be brought back because somebody blocked somebody in the back, bring that touchdown back. See,
Ronbo, we ain't had no player like that since Ted Ginn Jr., Ronbo.
I know, boy. Ginn Jr. was a bad boy.
Well, he had some wheels on him, didn't he, Ronbo?
I could get up and go. And if you made a mistake and whiffed, goodbye. Ted Ginn is out of here.
That's right. Ted Ginn was taken to the house, boy. And I've been waiting to see that, Ronbo. I've been waiting for us to get a player like that, Ronbo.
Yeah, well, Debo's looking good at that return. See, because that's what Debo does.
One time, Isaac Gorindo almost broke one.
Yeah, Gorindo has
the ability. He said he slid down.
Because it was strategic. We needed him to go down and burn up more clock.
Yeah.
But yeah. You know what?
I believe he can do it too, Ronbo.
I know. He's got
I believe he can do it, Ronbo.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't want him to get hurt, though. But running backs going to get hurt no matter what they do, so we might as well return. Yeah.
You're right, because, you know what, Ronbo? When they had at the owners meeting, when they had somebody said Kyle, and I seen the look on his face. They asked him, was he hearing what the people were saying about how he take his running backs and run him down in the ground.
I didn't
He
see
didn't
that
like
part.
it at all, Rambo.
What did he say?
He didn't like it at all, Rambo.
Of course not. Kyle does not like to be questioned. That's why him and Grant get into it in the media conferences all the time. I love it. Grant does that.
And Grant Cohn, I think Grant really gets on the Kyle's skin.
Oh, badly. Well, you know what? Kyle needs to answer those questions and stop getting mad. You know, because Grant, everybody wants to know what Grant's asking. God.
Because Grant is the only one that got the balls to ask those type questions.
All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it myself. Kyle needs to man up and stop getting pissed off and answer the question. And if you do that, Kyle, you know, you won't lose face.
I mean, Rambo, if I was on the panel, I'd be asking the same thing.
I know.
You have all these good running backs on the team, and you take one and just run him down the ground.
No, everybody wants to know what is up with that. You got capable backs backing up. He doesn't have to run. The volume is way overboard, Kyle. But you know, Kyle, I'm running this team here. I don't know that I need your advice on that. Because that's what Kyle's thinking. You know, so anyway.
Now I keep hearing everybody saying as a level pick, they wouldn't pick the tight end out of Penn State, but I would, Rambo. I wouldn't get mad at all, Rambo.
And none of us.
Tyler Warren is up, man.
I heard about him. We got to go, Anthony. I'm gonna see you Sunday. Bring Tyler Warren and more Sunday. Be looking for you, fam. All right,
all right, Rambo. Appreciate
you, Anthony. Night, fam.
Good night.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna hear about that. Watch. Everybody's gonna be sitting on the edge of the seat and pick 11. The 49ers select. There's about 3 guys. The Texas offensive tackle. Now add Tyler Warren to the mix. There's a defensive end that everybody's talking about too. What is that dude's name? But you know, one of the 3. And watch the 49ers pick a cornerback. Emilio! Ow! Latino heat! Latino heat! Emilio!
What's happening?
Yeah. Emilio, man, we're in here looking for a George Kittle good time next year. Could it be? I mean, you watch college football much, though? Who is this dude, Tyler?
No, not really. I tune in the game. No, I just tune in the games here and there when there's nothing on TV or early up Saturday morning, put a game on. So not really. I don't really.
Kicking back. Because Tyler Warren, people talk about him like he's the next coming of Jesus. And I'm wondering, is he all that? I got to see this. Because
sometimes these guys look like they're all stars in college, and they come in the NFL and
get hit in the mouth.
They don't turn out to be what they should be.
Yeah, become a victim like Big Mike would always talk about. Yeah, everybody got a plan until they come in and get hit in the mouth.
Oh yeah, hey.
You know, that's the name of the game. Can you take it or not?
Or don't step in the ring if you don't want to get knocked the hell out. So, hey, either way.
Yeah, you know. So but George Kittle, though, he's already proven he can handle it. Let's just see if we can just get him some help out there, so he ain't got to be on that line blocking all day.
Well, yeah, that's the main problem. I'm still, like I said, some of Shanahan's ideas are stupid to me. I don't see how you think so. If you get position players, we're good. We don't need a line on it. You really believe that? I was like, you're supposed to be an NFL football guru. I don't see how you should know that. You should know better than that. You know what I mean? Think about it. The players that protected Joe, the players that protected Steve, I'm like, yeah, and you were there when Steve won the Super Bowl, so I don't know that kind of concept you coming from and kind of think like, oh, that's finna work. So it even proved it with Tom Brady, how he won his 7 Super Bowls. He had an offensive line, so I don't see how you think that that's not finna work. So I don't know. That boggles my mind.
Look at the Eagles. The Eagles demonstrated to everybody.
Yeah, that's different.
What it takes to win.
Yeah, you can see how, and that's how Tom Brady won the Super Bowl against Mahomes. Mahomes didn't have a line. He was getting killed. Same thing this year.
They beat his ass. Every time he gets beat, the 2 times Mahomes got beat, he got his brains beat out, too. It wasn't a game or close. He got killed.
So I don't know. It's just like I said. Maybe this year is actually since they didn't make it to the playoffs and had to make adjustments. I mean, hopefully Shanahan does change some of his way. He's like he will, but we'll just wait to see. Cause it just seems like he's not going to get it. He's already said he's not going to get a player like Debo. He's going to change everything up. So
well, he said
that's one good thing.
Line. We like our offensive linemen. Kyle, really? Serious? Are you serious?
I mean, hey, to me it's fine. It's fine, but just make sure the line actually blocks for when we need them to block. That's fine if if you think it's fine, so be it. But we don't need these guys killing Purdy. And next thing we got another problem. We got somebody else there. We got Mac Jones back there. So that's the last thing. I apparently don't want Mac Jones back there. So if Purdy can't do nothing, then what makes you think Mac Jones is gonna be able to do anything?
His mobile he can't move as well as Purdy. So we got it. See, Kyle's thing is getting rid of the ball quick. That's why he thinks his offensive line is efficient. If you do like you're told, but Kyle doesn't worry about situations breaking down. Get rid of the ball. Kyle wants you to get rid of that ball out of your hands in a few seconds. Kyle says, there's always somebody open. Well, Kyle, not.
I mean, like I said, those logics are cool, but like I said, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not going to work year in and year out because it really has to work for us. Because so no. So I mean, teams get smart enough; they find ways to, stop it. So like I said, if it works, it works. But when there's times it doesn't, he needs to find a different game plan. And not thinking, these 15 plays are good. After this is done, I don't know what to do anymore. So he needs to start scheming stuff up just in case McCaffrey's not there, in case Ayuk is not on the field. George Kittle, he needs to find stuff instead of all of a sudden he has to figure out what to do on the fly. It's kind of stupid too that he does it. I'm like, dude, why wouldn't you make game plans for when players are not there?
Or worse, when they go down, and you ain't got a plan, like Debo did. And what kind of depending on Debo to stay in the field. My God, Debo can go down any minute.
It's just anybody, period. It's just, why is he, I was like, sometimes that boggles me. I'm like, dude, why do you think like that? Well, all of a sudden, it had to take this year for him to tell you, Jed York to tell you, you know what? I'm about to cut half your defense, and you need to figure the rest out. Cause,
he's learned.
I don't see why he took that.
I really believe Kyle's learned. There's some things he can make some adjustments on. He just threw his hands up and quit last year, and we saw that too. Kyle was standing on the sideline. You could see his face. Kyle, what do I have to do for these? I could read his mind. People weren't executing.
Well, I mean, you could tell it was kind of you could tell it was a Super Bowl loss that was getting them on too. I'm like, we had it, and then you blew it. I'm like, dude, that's your fault. You done blew 2 Super Bowls. I mean, you could say 3, but I mean, he wasn't a defensive. He was just offensive coordinator for that. It's just crazy how Dan Quinn does not get no blame for that Super Bowl.
Dan Quinn got no blame.
How does Dan Quinn get no blame for that? I guess.
I agree.
I don't blame Shanahan too much for that. I mean, he did make a couple of mistakes, but it's not really his fault. The other, like I said, we had both Super Bowls won, and you just found a way to destroy both our leads. It's just like, dude, you went from running the ball, you went from doing other stuff, so it's just like,
well, I don't.
If you can't figure it out,
but there's some things that players, you got to mentally make them players tougher too. I don't know what you do, but in the fourth quarter they got to stop melting down as well. We'll see. They should be hardened up.
That's for any sport too. You take a lead and then all of a sudden you break down the meltdown. That's just for any sport. I just know if Shanahan can't do it, we might as well bring in Prime and his whole coaching team. Man, he's got a hell of a coaching team over there. He's got Marshall Falk, Warren Sapp. I said, oh gosh, he's got all Hall of Famers on that.
As coaching staff.
On that coaching staff.
Yeah, I just worry about Prime. I hope he's not overrated. If he comes to the pros and fails, I don't think he's coming though. I think he likes being in college ball though. I mean,
that's fine. I'm just saying, if we're trying to find a quick replacement, I'm like, hey, something might happen.
He motivates though, if nothing else. Fam, we got to go. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna see you Sunday, and we can take off from there. All right. Appreciate you, Emilio.
All right, you have a good night, man.
You too, fam.
You too.
Night, Emilio. Hey, yo, Johnny.
Hello, Ronbo. How you doing?
Johnny, doing all right, man. Because I can't wait till the season gets started now because, Johnny, I thought I'd already given up as soon as, that day we saw all them players leaving. I misunderstood that. I thought, well, that's it for us. Rebuild. Nah, I don't think so. Maybe not. Johnny, George Kittle's still with us. I'm thinking George Kittle, with the arrangements they're making now, George Kittle could be bigger this year in the offense than ever. Talk about George. And Johnny, did you see any free agents that you would really appreciate? If you even know any of them's names. 'Cause, I mean, I didn't even know all of them's names. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, basically, because we've signed a blocking tight end, then hopefully now we will use George more in sort of receiving the ball rather than blocking. But what worries me is we didn't use him in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. I think he had 2 catches. And I think, Kyle might have changed his mind about that. But, yeah, obviously the more we can get George involved, I think the better we'll be, especially with our youth side.
It's been proven,
so, yeah, give him the ball. It seems, because we've signed the blocking tight end, it seems to be that Kyle wants to use him more. So, yeah, hopefully he will.
And also, if he's not blocking all the time, I just wonder how Kyle's going to utilize him for the benefit of his offense. Because George is the only legitimate blocker that with a tight end label on the team. So Kyle, as much as we hate that he did it, had no choice. George is so good at that. The running game excels when George is on the field. And when George and Juice are working in tandem, oh my, CMC went buck wild. So, it's something we need to alter to get George out there because he's a great receiver as well. So I'm thinking, 1,400 yards.
Obviously, we do need to improve the offensive line as well.
Yeah. Badly. So, we don't have anybody, Johnny. We got 4 or 5 guys on that defense right now. In numbers, we just don't have the bodies.
That's right, yeah. We got a hit in the draft, that's for sure. We must be very confident of getting some good players in the draft.
Johnny, you need 6 guys, at least, though. This is what boggles my mind.
It's a tough gig. Yeah, but there's not many free agents out there that's
not worth a damn.
That's going to do it perfectly, right? Yeah. And but I know
they say they have a plan, though, Johnny. I can't imagine what that plan is. They said we have a plan. No. Okay.
Yeah, okay. But I suppose you got to trust them at the moment and see what they come up with, and hopefully it'll work. Yeah.
If midway through the season we're saying, I wonder when they're going to unfold that plan, Johnny. If we're seeing that in week 7 or 8, because the 49ers are having to transfer offensive linemen to the defensive line because they ran out of bodies on the defensive line. John, I don't know. John, was that the plan? God. Yeah. You're right, though.
I think Kasurik got away with murder last season, really, because the defensive line wasn't good at all. And I think Sorensen got all the flack for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about this wide line. The NFL is a copycat league, but who's copying the wide line? Mm. You know what I mean? I know Kyle likes it, but I think Kyle likes it because he finds it difficult to play against.
Mm.
But if you think about it, that's fairly obvious because Kyle likes playing sort of the outside zone, and the wide line is designed to push you between the tackles. So obviously you're going to find it hard, Kyle. Do you know what I mean?
But it didn't work, though, Johnny. It was supposed to stop it's supposed to be effective against the run. Johnny, they were running all over us. That's what I still don't understand. But we've had talented linebackers, but Drake Wheelock got hurt, and that was one of the issues. And Fred had a broken leg. So that not being the case, depending on what we get at linebacker this year, Chris Kasurik loves the wide 9 too, and they respect him. So we're going to probably continue to do that.
We are, yeah. And we just got to see what happens. It could be a personnel thing. Obviously, Salah might help out by being a better defensive coordinator, considerably better.
How do you feel about Salah's return? I love the thought of that.
I'd like to ask him if he knew that all these players were going before he signed. Or has it come as a bit of a shock to him?
Good question. Good question. Because he definitely did not plan on Dre Greenlaw even. He really wanted Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, he did. And I think they messed up there. I think they lowballed him and Denver came in and that was the end of it. I was reading something from that his father was saying. And he was saying, he was comparing him with the Chicago Bulls players. He was saying if you want, at the moment, Scottie Pippen.
Of course.
Fred is Michael Jordan. And he said to him, basically, go and be Michael Jordan. And to do that, he's got to join with another team, So.
And he took Talanoa Hufanga with him. God.
Yeah. I'm not really. I think that's one of the reasons why he went. Apparently, he's really friendly with Hufanga and DJ Jones. And he was at Denver anyway.
You're right. Johnny, I forgot about DJ Jones is over there as well.
Yeah,
I understand that DJ was on the block, though.
Yeah, they re-signed him, didn't they? He was a free agent originally. I don't know if he did get with the market, but they kept him.
They did keep him, and you know why, don't you? Yeah. I'll bet you the two guys that came over there had something to say. Is DJ Jones still here? Oh, no, but we'll make sure he does stay here. No matter what they were thinking about doing, if Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga want him here, you damn well better believe he's going to be here. I bet you that's what they were thinking.
That's right.
So.
Yeah. DJ's a good player. I was a bit gutted that we let him go. Was that the year that we let him go and then signed Argrid? Or was that different years and everything?
DJ went because that's when we were starting to think he's we're not gonna re-sign him because the contract would be too big. Yeah. I don't know what they go by, what meter they check to see if a player's worth keeping or not. But that's DJ didn't make it. Johnny, always delighted to hear from you. You said are you from Ireland or the UK or England?
I'm Welsh, so I'm from
Wales. Welsh. I keep getting. You know what I'm gonna think from now on. I'm gonna think about Tom Jones. Johnny and Tom Jones are from the same place. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's Johnny. Johnny, I'll never ask you that again. You're Welsh. All right.
Okay, no worries.
Johnny,
Tom
a pleasure.
Jones he's probably about 10 miles away from me. Maybe a little less. Yeah.
It's always great to hear from you. So listen, let me see you Sunday. I hope you got some time for us and bring that beautiful Welsh accent in there, buddy. All right. I'll see you then.
Great to talk to you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Johnny. Have a great day.
Yeah, and you. Bye.
And now it's Brian. 49er.
Yes,
Brian.
The beautiful bastard is here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You got to say it like Papa Dragon. No, I mean, Tony, that beautiful bastard.
Right? Don't say it like that, right? Right? Shout out to Tony down under. He's the man.
He is. Tony be a great drinking buddy because the dude is like extremely macho in his whole presence, right? I love it.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Oh, man. Those Vegemite sandwiches, you got to be a man to eat those every day.
I got to ask Tony about that because I've met some Australians and they don't all appreciate Vegemite. I tasted it once. I thought I was going to pass
salty.
out. It goes right up your nose. Whoa! You got to eat that.
You know what it is, right, Ronbo? Do you know what Vegemite is?
It's yeast, fermented or something. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So when they make their beer down there in good old Australia,
right?
They scrape the stuff off the screens when they're brewing, and that's your Vegemite, and they slap that on bread and eat it. So good. I don't know how they do it, man.
Tell you, open up a jar too. if you open up a jar of Vegemite and smell, it'll take all the hairs right out of your nose.
That's like when like old Larry Fitzgerald let Pam Grier on the sideline smelling salt, just like that. Remember that?
I know. He's mad about Pam. I'll tell you what, if I had a football team and I was a coach and she said, can I go to the sideline? No, Pam. Listen, you know what? After the game's over, you can come down on the field, okay? I want my guys to concentrate. God. Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
George Kittle, all right?
Well,
now,
Ronbo, I'm going to put all the talk about George Kittle to bed.
All right.
That man is not going anywhere. He's going to sign a deal that will retire him as a 49er for life. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be friendly to the team, just like Brock Purdy's contract is going to be. So I'm not worried about George Kittle being traded to the stupid Carolina Panthers. That's never going to happen.
And why would you do that to George? He's meant too much to us. Instead of the Panthers, there's no competing down there. God. Well, they're going to be better this year than they were last year because they kind of surprised me, but still.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it was this gal that came out with the info and not Grant Cohn or Nick Wrong or Colin Cowpie or any of these other weirdos.
You know, Grant did say that George would not finish his career as a 49er. He said that year before last.
Well, you know, George needs to buy Grant another pair of shoes because he can't dress very well when he shows up to the media days. You know, George should just hook him up every year with a brand new pair of shoes. You know,
you can't. Brian, you got to have some comfortable shoes. You know, look at Letterman set the trend on that a long time ago. Letterman have on a $2,000 or $3,000 Armani suit, and somehow the cameraman would forget, don't pan toward his feet, and he'd have a pair of tennis shoes on.
Okay, are we talking shoes now? Because that's my department, man. So,
are you mad as
remember the old Scottie Pippins?
Yeah.
Remember the old Scottie Pippins that said the big air letters across them?
Yeah. You know,
I have a couple pairs of them. Those are the best shoes ever.
Air Jordans?
Scottie Pippins.
Yeah. Oh, hey, not Air Jordans.
And the Air Jordan.
Yeah.
You want to know what the best Air Jordan was? The 13.
Which year?
That's my favorite year.
Which year?
13.
13.
The Air Jordan 13s.
They're like cars or iPhones. They keep upgrading.
Oh, you're talking about... Yeah. And then the Ferrari Jordans. Jordans, remember those?
I saw them. I saw the guys wearing them, and I'd ask how much it cost. How much those run you? Man, you don't want to know. Go ahead, tell me anyway.
Couple $100 easy.
I said, okay,
maybe more now.
I said, you go ahead and enjoy them shoes, baby. And the first thing I do is try to wipe my feet on the shoes. You know, you can get shot doing that. Remember, Air Jordans were something that you had to call the police department because if you left them in a locker room or something like that, there were people stealing Air Jordans. I said, you know, this is outrageous.
Well,
Stole.
I remember when a truck. I remember when a truck overturned and it was full of Jordans and everybody was stealing them. I think that was during the riots or something.
Whoa!
Do you remember that?
I would have been there for that. I didn't even know about that.
Right?
Woo! Do you know how much money that is? If I could wait, I did see that on the news. They filmed that.
Yeah, and I would try and I think. Did you ever own a pair of those Reebok pumps, Ronbo? I know you did.
I did know that. I did. Those were comfortable. Overrated, but comfortable.
The Dominic Wilkins ones, remember those?
Yeah. Because they had the pump. It was a gimmick. It worked for a lot of us, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But Jordan 13s are the best Jordans ever made. Debate me in the chat. I don't think.
There you go. You heard it here first. For that, Brian, the 13. Brian, you only got a couple of minutes. Give me some about George Kittle.
George Kittle is
how many yards this year?
Oh, easy, 1,300 or more.
All right.
And Brock Purdy, 5,000 yards, Ronbo. 5,000.
Hey, wasn't that? Didn't Jameson Winston do that along with about 15,000 INTs?
I think so.
Also,
yeah.
What's his name did that for the Rams? Jared Goff had a big year too, near 5,000, I think. With an
Jared Goff.
You see, here's the thing. I've always said this about this kind of quarterback. Okay, they were behind the whole game. That doesn't tell me anything but he was throwing the ball all game trying to catch up. So as far as that quarterback's prowess, it's debatable, okay? I mean, Jameis Winston can't get a starting job anymore.
Right, right.
Yeah, so.
But, Ronbo, the big question this year is if Kyle fails this year, is our beloved Papa Dragon ready to fill the GM position? And then we'll have
and Jalen is
Big
assistant.
Show working the financials, and then we'll have Steven operations. He'll be player operations, and then
you
he can get rid of Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah,
Jalen can be our spokesperson with the media, and he can deal with Grant Cohn and everybody else. That'll be his.
That'd be awesome.
That'll be the team. That'll be the team next year if Kyle fails.
We got to go.
And we got to get Emilio in there too. Emilio's got to be part of that team as well.
We got to go, Brian, before we put this staff together. Hey,
all right, Ronbo. All right, man. I'll see you Sunday. Love you. Love the fam. Have a good night, everybody.
Night, Brian. Matty S. We never talked to Matty this late. Matty must have just got in. I saw you just get on the chat. Matty, come on in, man.
Yeah, buddy. What's going on, buddy?
Man, we're reaping. I mean, we're heaping love all over George Kittle tonight. George Kittle could be given a new lease on life this particular season because the fact of the matter is they went and got that guy Farrell for a reason. He's not all that great as far as a receiving tight end, but word is, as you know on the street, he blocks his butt off. Diverse blocker at that. So we can put him in any assignment we want. Meanwhile, the gifted one, the one they call GK. He'll be out there.
Ronbo, hey, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Can I say hi to Maddie? It's
well, go ahead. You already did.
No,
you're in here.
What up, Brian?
Hey, dude. So I hope you get that police job, and protecting Ricky Pearsall is going to be a great job for you, playa.
That'd be a nice job, wouldn't it, bro? I'll just be your bodyguard.
I hope you get it.
Oh, wow.
Make sure Ricky Pearsall stays protected, and then he'll get his 1,000 yards this year as well.
I like it, dude. I like it, bro.
Matty,
did you see my message? Did you see my message to you in the chat?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
All right.
I saw the USA Olympic basketball game. I saw him play live in '92.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's so dude. Cool. It's crazy.
Love it.
All right.
Yeah, those Reebok
pumps, you guys have a good night. Sorry I interrupted.
You too, brother.
It's
okay, bro. No, dude, you're all good, bro.
It's all right.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right.
You too, man.
Well, Matty.
But yeah, dude, George Kittle's a staple, man. We've got to make it work with him. He needs to like Brian was saying, man, he needs to retire a 49er.
He does. And as a matter of fact, if they give him a contract just about 2 to 3 years, George may decide to leave anyway. What is he? George is what now? 30 what?
Oh, that's a good question.
George is, well, at any rate, I think a 3-year contract would, unless at the end of 3 years, George says, hey, guys, just give me a minimum contract and just, I'll play the bench. If you need me, you got me, and I'll play. I just want to be out on the field. Because George Kittle's the kind of guy that could end up on the coaching staff or something later on, depending upon how.
Yeah.
You know, how
he's 31.
Yeah, see, you give him a 3 to 4 year contract, he may consider wanting to leave. A lot of tight ends are going to last longer than that these days, but we'll see.
He takes really good care of himself.
Yeah, he does. For a guy that gets banged up like George does, and that shoulder.
Yeah. Oh,
Matty, he played for 3 years with a bad shoulder and made the Pro Bowl.
Isn't that crazy?
Guys, George is a tough guy. Whoa, he's a tough guy.
He's a beast, bro. Yeah, straight up a beast, man. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. That was a great pickup. Didn't we pick him up? Didn't we still have Trent Baalke in the house when we picked him up?
No, Kyle picked him up in his first year, and remember, as I said, C.J. Beathard. They went over to take a look at C.J. Beathard over in Iowa, and C.J. was throwing down the field to a guy named George Kittle, of which the 49ers did not have on their radar.
That's right.
And they just ask about. They said, "Who's that guy out there?" That's George Kittle. Okay. And the next thing you know,
skinny kid.
He's in the 5th round pick. We picked up GK and Trent Taylor. Trent Taylor would have been good had he not hurt his back.
Taylor.
Because remember, Taylor was kicking ass.
True story.
Until he got his back. Until his back hurt. Damn it.
That was really sad. That sucks, man. Yep.
Well, football is a very
football's rough, man.
Unforgiving game. Unforgiving. How many careers were ended with football?
Well,
guys came in looking great.
Like
football took them out.
Well, Patrick Willis. Remember when Patrick Willis retired? Then we were like, oh man, we got Bowman or Bowen, whatever his name was, and then he quit the next year.
Right?
I'm like, son of a bitch, man.
Shreds. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a scary game.
You take what you can get there, man. I don't blame some of these guys for taking the contracts that they take because it's one good injury, dude, and your whole career's done.
Done. Yeah. So people always yell about, he's overpaid. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't want to be a 49er, get the hell up out of here. I said, dude, I mean, do you hear yourself? Do you understand this game of football and what happens? God, that's crude. Stop. Well,
people don't understand, man. This is what it is.
So George Kittle, Juice is back. So I think that rumor that's put out by and Pop shed some light on that. It was some lady who just didn't have anything else to do. I'll become famous for this because those 49er fans, those are just rabid fans. They'll watch them eat this up, and they'll look for me, and I have to run around here in the life. Hey, lady, stop it. God, stop it. And a third-round pick.
Yeah, walk your mouth out.
God.
Kills you sometimes, doesn't it? You're just like, man, quit running your mouth.
Or take their keyboard or phone away from them so they can't text or type.
Serious? Oh my goodness, man. That goes for a lot of folks. So, what it is, man.
I've always wanted an online police force. Wouldn't it be funny, Matty, if instead of how they're looking for insurgents and things like that on the internet, as Washington does have eyes on people, wouldn't it be funny if they did actually hire a force, and if you do the wrong thing and they have a force in every city, small force in every city, and you're sitting there typing up all kind of rhetoric that you're out of line, all of a sudden you see commandos with boots and helmets kick your door down and race in. Get out of here! Get out on the floor! Get on the floor now! What are you guys doing? What are you doing to my house? Can you see it? Yeah. Hey, Rudy and Jim Everett and guys like that. Oh man, we'd have you guys arrested in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, 49er police.
Yes. But anyway, man.
People are getting arrested in the UK for talking their mind over there right now.
Is that right? Because
people, cops coming into the house, giving people like 6 months in jail just for speaking their mind online. I'm like, man, don't we live in a beautiful country where you talk shit?
They really are. Because I know that.
It's crazy,
in
man.
China,
look it up.
In Russia, or you can't say anything you want to say anywhere you want to. So yeah.
No, we got it good, bro. We can talk all the 49er crap we want.
Yeah, I do. Matty, see, we're having too good of a time, Matty. We ran our clock. Man, let me see you Sunday, though, Matty.
There goes fast.
I know.
Yeah, buddy. Absolutely. Yeah, I missed the last couple of days. I had family in town. I had my folks in town, and then I got all sorts of crap going on. So
you got to have priorities.
Yeah,
it's no problem.
Yeah,
be back.
I was like, man, I got to get back here with Ronbo and say what up. So, but I'll definitely be back Sunday. So,
looking forward to it. All right, Matty. Have a great
buddy.
night. And say hi to the
night,
folks
buddy.
for us.
You too, brother.
Night, fam.
I will. Night.
Yo, Ellis. We missed Ellis last night. Yo, E.
Well, I'm Bizzle.
Yeah. Ellis. Ellis, you're checking out at a supermarket or driving through a drive-through. I heard that.
We're going to keep that on the low. You feel me?
All right. Ellis, come in here and testify about George Kittle's new role coming up in 2025.
Shit, hey man, you know what? Honestly, that's the best. That's the best draft pick in the Shanahan Lynch era.
Hey, if there's a debate somewhat, because Fred Warner's definitely a good pick. George is definitely in the top 2 or 3. Hey, I like that. George Kittle, Fred Warner. Who else can you put near or in that category? Because people don't give Juice that much love. But I like Juice.
Well, they didn't. We're talking about rookie draft picks, though.
Oh yeah, we picked him up.
Draft.
Yeah, we picked up him from Baltimore.
In the Shanahan era, yeah. No, Juice was already in the league. He played for B-Moore first.
Yep. Hey, George.
Yeah, no, he's the greatest draft pick of the Shanahan, and I'm saying he's number 1 though. I love Fred, and Fred's,
Yeah, I was trying to rank him in my mind too. I think you're right.
As a package, as a whole player from top to bottom, and Fred is definitely one. He's got to be one of the top 3, but George is first.
Definitely that dude.
But yeah, man. No, look, he's a real one-on-one. The guy that plays with 3 or 4 different injuries and goes through a whole season, and if he does take any time off, he takes a week here, a week there. He might do 2 weeks. There's only been a couple of times where he's actually taken, 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 weeks and hasn't played. And you can tell that was the worst of it, because any other time, George is playing through injuries year in and year out,
and they make him sit down,
complaining or saying shit.
Right? Oh yeah.
And the way that they make him. Yeah, he doesn't complain. His the positivity that he brings, the intensity, off the field, the intensity he brings on the field, each play. He longs for contact. He doesn't complain. Yeah, he would like the ball. I mean, look, he could be. I don't know what tight ends have had 2,000 yards in a season, but George Kittle should be the first. If there hasn't been one, he should be the first one to get 2,000 yards, because he could get 14. He could get 1,000 yards in 6 games. You know what I mean? In less than half a season, if he's actually getting the opportunities. He could go for $150 easy every game, easy. So
he's open all the time.
There's no debating.
Yeah,
there's no debating. Well, when it comes to contested, catches, I mean, he rarely drops the ball. If
when he does, it's always a shot.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, So I love George, man. He needs to, I don't care how you do it, get him paid. Make it palatable for him, and make it respectable, so that he can feel honored the way that he's honored the team.
Yes.
And the organization as a whole. Like, he's over deserving of that. And even the opportunities. Like I said, man, he's underutilized. Even as great as he is, and when he is utilized, he's still underutilized as a player.
Oh, yeah.
There's never been a season where George Kittle has been used to the fullest extent in an entire NFL season. So, and he still comes with it. He still gets over 1,000 yards. You know what I mean? With only 7-8 games of real inclusion.
Mm-hmm. And Ellis, don't leave out the part where he's so instrumental in making that run game work. Without George, Mostert, CMC, none of these running backs have been doing great, would not be able to say that. Kittle is a master. When him and Juice are working together and sealing off and creating that lane, nobody's better than George, not in the NFL.
And he's the best lineman on the team outside of Trent Williams. So
amen to that.
Let's get that clear.
And when he tells you about the battles he had to endure against people like Myles Garrett, Ellis, can you see how much does George weigh? Somewhere between 230, 240? Can you see Myles Garrett coming at you with all that muscle and that bulk and speed? And George would say, I had to deal with Myles Garrett for a whole game. I said, George, did you really? Where was my defensive tackle or offensive tackle? God, you should not have to deal with that. They get past McKivitz and George is there. Boy, I love me some George Kittle. I ain't lying, man. What would
Yeah,
we do
man.
without him?
There's nothing. There's nothing but just limitless, compliments and great things that you could say that we have to say about George. So he needs to be paid. Let him get paid. I don't care if he's not worried about getting paid more than Trey McBride. I don't care. Give him way more. Give him a lot of guarantees or figure it out. Like I said, give him a respectable honorary contract. Give him a 4 or 5 year extension, and let him play the rest of his NFL career
in San Francisco.
With the San Francisco 49ers.
That's right.
And yeah, man, that's it. When it comes to George, man.
Yeah, they'll do it because they know it's a PR nightmare. Don't piss the fans off. George is too popular.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only tight end in the NFL right now, in my opinion, that's a first round pick, and there is actually no pick that can replace. There's no one pick that you could have. Look, the number one overall pick. There's nobody in the draft this year coming up that you can get that can fill the shoes of a George Kittle. So he's actually worth more than a first round pick or multiple. So there's. It's one of those things, man. He's priceless. He's priceless. He's priceless. I don't give a shit what you say.
Yeah, I agree. We got to go, fam. I tell you what, I'll be looking for you Sunday, and let's continue.
Yeah, man, that's a bet. Thank you for the platform. Shout out Productions.
Thank you,
man. I love y'all, man. Shout out Brian and Tony from Down Under. Did he come on yet?
Yeah,
did Tony come in yet?
He did.
Okay. Shout out family, man. Shout out the Dragon family, Donna, Tunisia, Frank, Show. Hopefully Casey's doing all right. We haven't heard from Casey in a while. He hasn't come in here. He hasn't come in. He hasn't come down from Pluto. He be high. He be in the atmosphere high. My man. Shout out Casey. Come through, man, and sprinkle some of that on us, man. And
right.
Yeah, man, shout out to Chet, man. Keep it lit.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, love you, man. We'll see you Sunday. All right.
I love you too, Jim. All right. Peace.
And of course, here he comes. That Hollywood headliner. The man is a showstopper. He always is the encore act in every show. He is the marketing pro. Marketing pro. Marketing pro, are you?
Yo, what it do, Ronbo?
I'm reading in chat. Is Jim Everett over there?
Yo, Ronbo.
Yes, I can hear you, marketing pro. And
the Big Brother Rams are in the house.
Yeah.
And Ronbo, let me tell you, with this Hennessy just warming up this Friday night, I can't wait till 2025. Ready, set, hut. Oh, Matthew Stafford, he looks right. He's going deep. Devontae, touchdown. That's what we're going to have all year. Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And my sources got some new intel I wanted to share with you.
Oh, God.
And
you never reveal your sources, but go ahead.
I can't do that because I got an NDA. You know what I'm saying? I can't be, telling on my sources. And as you look at my resume, it's always on point, Rumble. Yes. I've always predicted the predictions, and these fans in the chat know Mark and Pro's resume, and I'm certainly an expert. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is the 49ers need to trade George Kittle. Get rid of him. Send him to the Panthers. Get another pick. Just blow it up. There's no point keeping him. It's over.
Now, you just calling in to say that, thinking I'm going to get mad. I ain't getting mad because I know the Hennessy is making you crazy. Ain't nobody getting rid of George Kittle
I'm
for
just
no
saying,
pick.
You'll get a first-round pick
I don't
for
care
Kittle.
It's just like Alice just said, there is no first-round pick that's worth a George Kittle. And we're not going after a quarterback, and everybody else that we pick up is not worth George Kittle.
If you were going to keep Kittles, you shouldn't have blown up that team. You should have kept Debo
Listen. If we gave the Rams an offer for George Kittle, you guys would be on a heartbeat. Now, we might get a first-round pick from you because you ain't got nothing on that team that reminds anybody of George Kittle.
Well, if Kittle did show up to the Rams, he would look fly in Rams gear. Now, it's on record. Maybe, who knows? I mean, I don't think that the 49ers would be that dumb to give us Kittles. I don't think they would be.
No, it was just
at this point, Puka, I think George Kittle's is like a lesser Puka. You know what I mean? He's like he's triple A. And Puka is like an all-star MLB star at this point, if you compare the two.
George Kittle, he is not.
And the 49er fans certainly fear Puka Nacua. They fear him.
He's a decent wide receiver.
But what I got to say is, I'm going to still state on record, the Philadelphia Eagles cheated that game in the snow. Saquon Barkley used the legal speed cleat, and it's proven.
I might say the same thing.
The janitor of the Eagles.
Call back when you're sober. How about that?
Hey, what
Seriously,
up, player? What up?
You sound like somebody that just laying in the gutter, and as people passing by, what are you talking about? Hey, you lost the game. The Eagles beat the you. Do you know that you guys would have played that same team, if they played the Super Bowl, you'd have lost? They'd have beat your ass. And the Eagles stomped on the Chiefs.
Well, if it wasn't for Kyron, Roger Craig fumbles Williams, we're Super Bowl champs. You do realize that. We would have smoked those no-good Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That was the NFC title game right there. The Eagles, the Rams. But Barkley, you've never seen a guy run that fast in the snow, Ronbo, and you know that. You're an ex-football player. It's not
I heard your theory. He's wearing some kind of high-tech shoe. Mark,
that's what he was doing.
The thing about you Rams fans, anytime we explain why we lost the game, you guys find that funny, right? I want you to know this is equally hilarious. And, Matt Stafford threw that ball wide and up into the stands. Had he made that throw, you still had a second shot to win it, right? So that's the way it works.
Well, hey, I'm just saying there's no way Barkley should have had those kind of stats in the snow without those NASA technology cleats.
Well, what happened when he was over in your place, there was no snow, and he set a new NFL record.
Well, that was legit, but that snow game was not legit. And the janitor of the Eagles told him when he was cleaning out the Eagles locker room, and he found those cleats, and he reported it to the NFL. And you notice Barkley wasn't
the janitor's
Barkley wasn't that good in the Super Bowl. He was not that good in the Super Bowl.
You should know anybody who can leap up in the air backwards over a man's head is not normal human being, okay? So what he did to you, you were lucky that there wasn't sunshine in that day, or they'd still be pulling the Eagles off your ass. We got to go over it. But you add anything else?
Philadelphia Eagles, it ain't over. We're coming for you this year.
Yeah.
And the Big Brother Rams are definitely Super Bowl bound, folks.
They're waiting for you.
And shout out to, Rams Nation certified Papa Dragon, Big Show, and the OG Ronbo himself. And get that Rams gear. Get that Rams gear, folks. Let's do this.
Michael Pro, you have another drink and have a good night.
Shout out. Friday night. Let's have a good time.
This dude. Let me see what Brian said here. Oh, God. Yeah. Marky Pro, your nation fears George Kittle, player. Get off the dog water. And, hey, I forgot to ask about Marky Pro where that dog is. Marky Pro must put that dog out now when he's talking. Cause we got up here. Thanks, Marky Pro. Tony. It's funny how Marketing Pro, Tony, we save Tony for after Marketing Pro to sweeten up things after Marketing Pro comes in with the rhetoric he tends to bring in. Hey, Tony.
I'm spraying air freshener as you speak, Ronbo. How you doing, sir?
I love when he brings up them super cleats. If it's like the Yankees got accused What's that, tornado bats that they're using now? Remember the Yankees the other day, they hit, how many home runs? Somewhere in the double digits. Anyway, the Yankees went buck wild, and they're using this new tornado bat. And people are saying, is that cheating, or should that be considered legal? I said, look, man, whenever a team in any sport does something great, here come the people that lost screaming foul. And Tony, by the way, are you against the tush push?
I could care less either way. They can get rid of it. They can keep it.
Yeah.
If it's going to cut down or stop potential injuries down the line when people retire, then get rid of it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care. I'm like you. I mean, if the game gets to the point where they can use that to beat you, you shouldn't have got to that point. 9 home runs by the Yankees. Thanks, Stephanie. Yeah, I was stop. That shows such weakness. Stop whining because you got beat. Just, you look.
Yeah, the Green Bay Packers is really adamant about the tush push.
I'm glad the 49ers aren't doing that. I'd be embarrassed.
And Ronbo, if I can, even though this is his second year out, the great Julio Jones announced on a podcast tonight that he's officially retired.
Oh, I saw that.
One of the greatest receivers ever. The greatest Falcon receiver ever. Actually, this is coming up his second year because he didn't play in 2024. So we've been kind of celebrating Julio Jones' great feats. I saw his 300-yard game earlier tonight, watching it again, and
that's crazy.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, I'm sure.
Oh, easily. If the ballot was up, he'd go tomorrow. There's certain guys like that. There's only a few. A lot of them, they got to vote and ruminate. There's always got to be that one asshole that says, it can't be unanimous. I'm voting no. Why are you voting no?
And they're saying,
who are you people?
Julio might not be a first ballot because there's still a log jam at receiver. I'm like, yeah, but Julio still got 4 years. He already missed this year. This was the first year, 2024. From 2025 to 2028, that's plenty of time to get some of those receivers in there. Like I told you before, the late, great Otis Taylor of the Kansas City Chiefs of the 60s, yeah. He should be the first one going in. Yeah. He should have been in when he was alive.
And, as much as I like T.O., I'm not sure if T.O. should have been a first. I mean, he was mad as hell and protested, and then he got mad, and his attitude sucks. I'm not voting yes for him. So T.O. finally said, all y'all can my butt, And so I said, T.O., conduct yourself in a different fashion. Don't draw hatred and rage. Because, the only guy that got really mistreated with the 49ers is Roger Craig. Roger Craig should have been in the Hall of Fame. He still is,
because now I think Ricky Watters is a Hall of Famer, too.
Yeah.
From the career he had with the 49ers, and then later on, not the Philly days, but when he went to Seattle, he balled out there, too. Yeah. Ricky Watters and Roger Craig belong to be in the Hall, along with Otis Anderson, Super Bowl 25 MVP. Yeah. I think Corey Dillon's a Hall of Famer, and Fred Taylor.
Hey, what about that African player you guys had?
Christian Okoye?
No, Christian was a Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. He didn't play long enough.
Yeah, Christian, but my God, watching him run and people flying off his body like Earl Campbell was – Christian Okoye was worse about trying to tackle him.
The Nigerian nightmare.
That was him. I said, God. Oh, move out of the – oh, God. See if he's all right. I'm talking about the defender.
Yes, of course.
Ooh. And that's when they used to wear them pads.
And shame on you NFL fans, and shame on you NFL. I'm gonna call some of you analysts and some of you analysts.
Yeah.
Like that Nick the Weasel Wright. He's an analyst. I'm tired of them. They doing it more and more, talking about Brock Purdy in a negative light. Man has proven himself. He has the numbers. Just stop it.
There's about 3 or 4. This is how they made their reputation. Colin Cowherd is trying to get into that club too. They say things and they know they're lying, and but it gets their attention. You know how they say when it comes to coverage, press coverage, or even publicity, it doesn't matter whether it's negative or positive. You want to embrace that. So you do what you have to do. But I mean, if somebody throws a baseball bat through your window, you know it may not be the best route to take. My God.
Yeah, the old saying, I know what you're saying, Ron, but the old saying they called it, whether you get negative publicity or positive publicity, publicity is still publicity.
Yeah, but it's annoying. I mean, I put you at risk at some degree. You're walking down the street and people don't know you're putting on an act, just like some actors in weekly shows and things like that. People will actually think that's really you, and they want to take a piece out of you. Hey, he's an actor, okay? But about analysts, that's another story. He's speaking from the heart half the time, at least.
Well, Ronbo, on some football news, it's gotten real ugly and nasty in the Atlanta Falcons camp as far as Kirk Cousins, because he wants out.
But
the Falcons, if the Falcons hold on to him till after I think it's 10 days after the draft, then they could trade him. They won't have to pay him their whole $27 million that he's due. It's all about dollars and cents. This is about money.
Wait. How much? Did you say 27?
We pay the most of his money. We owe him $27 million this year. But after the draft, I forgot the date. Sometime early May after the draft. If we wait until then to trade him, then we won't have to pay him all that money.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's been talking, running his mouth, I want out and all this. He went to Cleveland and took pictures with some of the Cleveland staff and all this. You know how they do nowadays.
Well, we got a guy that does that. I mean, you got Debo was running around everybody's jersey on except the 49ers before he left. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it's real nasty in Cincinnati, Ronbo. You call this one. Trey Hendrickson is calling out the organization. He wants to be paid.
Yeah, I do. You can't pay everybody. You paid 3 guys all that money and didn't say anything for Henderson. Jerry Jones must own 2 clubs. He owns the Bengals and he owns the Cowboys. You paid everybody, and now you don't have any money for the defensive guy. And Mika's not going to play this game with Jerry Jones forever. He's being loyal right now for reasons unknown. But Trey Hendrickson,
he wants over $200 million total.
Mika
Fitzpatrick, Mika Parsons.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, he now he's going above what can possibly be paid. See, so Mika wants out. Would you pick up Mika if you had that kind of cap space?
I don't want Parsons on my team.
I'm not crazy about it.
I'd rather draft a kid. Like I said, I want Trayvon Walker from Jacksonville.
Yeah, Mika's got
or draft one of these young kids. I don't want because I'll just go back to the 49er game when y'all played them. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When Trent Williams and your boys, y'all put them on his butt, and he only had a half an assist.
Was no impact. And that's why, and it doesn't have anything to do with this podcast. He just every now and then he gets outplayed, and that could be a problem. The Green Bay Packers left a footprint on his face as well. You need, if you're going to be consistent about being good, you better be consistent during the playoffs. So
exactly. Oh, and Ronbo, did you hear today? Geno Smith got a 2-year extension.
Yeah.
2 years, $75 million, $66 million guaranteed.
Right.
What that tells me is at the 6th pick, the Raiders are not taking Shadir Sanders as he available. I think the Raiders are going to take Gentry, that running back from Boise State.
Yeah, because they lost a good running back. And that made it rough for Brock Purdy and the 49ers. So the 49ers keep asking around to make these deals, and there's no telling who's going to get paid next. And we're still hassling back and forth with Brock Purdy. They haven't learned a thing. And now the mission is to get it done before the draft. Well, Kyle, I mean, we're in April. You guys, I mean, let me stop blaming Kyle like everybody else. John, we're in April. You in Prague. Do something now.
Get it done. Still no news on Aaron Rodgers. I guess he's vacationing or whatever. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't heard his name.
I thought he said he's going to go to the Steelers. I didn't read the whole articles. I get tired of Aaron Rodgers. I don't, but I thought he's one of the Steelers. No?
That's the only logical choice, but I haven't heard anything from either side. So I'm sure, we got 3 weeks to the draft, 3 weeks from this weekend. to the draft. Hopefully, something will happen. It's a perfect fit for him, So let's see what happens. I think that Justin Fields is going to have a ball in New York. I really do.
Well, Tony, we got to go. Bring that. I want to talk more about that Sunday. Justin Fields, and Trey's back in the league as well. All right, fam. I'll see
Trey Lance, L.A. Chargers. Who figured that one out? But Ronbo, I know the time is short. We got to go.
Yeah.
But you Rams fans, y'all are delusional. Ronbo, you have a good weekend, and I'll see you Sunday.
Looking forward to it. Hey, Tony.
Take care.
Hey, Tony, you still there? Tony, are you still there?
He can probably hear you. You have a message?
Hey, I just wanted to say it's always an honor to hear from the great Tony Wright, Rombo. We appreciate him so much, me and you.
That's nice. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Brian, all right.
Have a good night.
You too. Yeah, see, for Rams fans, we do have respect. Tony gets lots of love and respect. Eric does as well. There's been some few people who came through here that we didn't really maul or beat up. But you come in and you throw Molotov cocktails into the room, and then you walk in and have a seat. Now, what do you guys expect? I mean, really, you bring this. If you don't start no shit, there won't be no shit. But y'all don't understand that concept. Hey, Tommy.
What's good? That was the shortest wait of ever.
Because you just jumped on, I guess. I didn't see you either. Tommy, come on in, man. We're talking about George Kittle and the guys we picked up in the free agency. By the way, I didn't realize it until tonight because as I looked down the list, all those guys we picked up in free agency, all of them are going to be very capable special teams guys. You know how we don't. Oh, yeah. It looks like the 49ers don't seem to learn from their mistakes. They got nothing but thoroughbreds that they picked up in free agency, and they're serious about building this team through the draft. They didn't get any stars or studs. There's a couple of guys that can compete for jobs, but for the most part, those guys are going to be out there maintaining some kind of respect on special teams. I mean, we didn't get another Jake Moody, but Jake Moody's going to have competition too, so we'll get a good kicker this year. We're not putting up with a lot of crap anymore, Tommy. You can see that right now.
Yeah, I wish we still had Oren Burks, though. He was a dog in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I liked him too. What happened to him? Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the Eagles. He got himself a ring this year.
Hey, Tommy, talk about that. Yeah, how many players have left San Francisco, went to other teams? We got a couple guys in the Eagles, a couple of guys. I think we had a couple of the Chiefs. It's pretty funny.
Old tired legs. Old tired legs.
Yeah.
Chiefs, fucking the wife beater dude. What the hell's his name?
Yeah, I know you're talking
He's
about.
got a wife beater. Amenahue. He was great for us.
Amenahue, yeah. Amenahue went and got a ring.
Yeah.
A couple of our running backs went over to the Eagles. They picked up a ring recently, a few months ago.
Marketing Pro, there's no Rams Nation. If you go to L.A., it's Raider Nation and the Niner Empire. I mean, there's like two Rams fans out there.
I mean, who doesn't know that? In fact, Tommy, I think there's Raider fans if they're not, we're really running neck and neck, or they may be slightly ahead of us as far as LA goes. They love the Raiders.
My first football game was actually a Raider game in the stadium where USC used to play.
Coliseum.
Yeah. That was a long ass. That was like 1980 something. I don't remember.
Yeah. See, so that's why I don't know. The Rams left town a long time ago, and for some reason decided to come back. There's no love for them, you know. I mean, when you see the stadium sold out, it's mostly with other fans. That's why when Rudy's always like, we sold out more than you guys did last year, and for the most part, you guys had empty seats. Rudy, look, I put a picture up for him. Let him see. Look, see this picture? Look at all that red. Don't you guys wear blue? You guys wear blue, right? Why is all that red circling the stadium when the 49ers played? You guys didn't. Stafford's wife was begging Rams fans to please don't sell your tickets to 49er fans. You guys don't dominate the seats. God.
That pissed me off when you did that.
Man. And any team that comes in there, they dominate the seating. The Rams have a few seats, but for the most part, it's the other team. God.
Yeah. I'd like to go there someday.
And buy a taco from Rudy. Would you love to talk to Rudy? I'd buy. Aren't you Rudy? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rudy.
I'm Tommy.
Rudy's a good. I mean, he's a good dude. It's just like when you talk to him, he's super cool. But then, like online, he has trash talking and whatever.
You're right. If I was in LA and I went up to buy some food from Rudy, I would be cordial. I say, Rudy, I'm Ronbo. Dude, you want to close the shop? Let's go get a beer. We light that bar up, boy. You be yelling and screaming. I know. That'd be funny.
He owns a food truck or something?
He's a concession of some kind. But everybody talks about he sells tacos. So, and I think I don't know if he brings his truck in, or does he have a permanent concession in the car,
or if it's a trailer or something, one of those trailers.
How he goes about doing that, or if he's out. Yeah, I don't know. But he's at the facility because he's always taking those pictures as the 49ers are coming down the escalator, which pisses me off to no end. There they go, the 49er escalator crowd. Okay.
I just want to know when they've beaten our ass before with Sean McVay. I don't think they ever have.
A couple of times. We lost in FCCG last year.
No, but I mean like blowouts.
Oh, no, it never happened.
Have.
They've never beat our ass. They've escaped when they beat us every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've blown them out at least, I can remember at least
2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
So we're the big poppin' now, guys.
Always have been.
We are the pops. You were the children. So bow down.
78 and it was 71. Before this last year, it was worse. It's 78, 71. They've notched off a couple. They were in the 60s as far as beating the 49ers down through the whole since it started. So they've never been on the 49ers.
Are you drunk, man? But LA is not Rams country.
He's just
LA is Lakers and Dodgers. That's for sure.
That's it. And soon to be Chargers as soon as they become a little more make themselves at home over in that area. Incredibly funny. Tommy.
Yeah, so about special teams, I think they're looking to it can't get any worse. If we're going to the teens, I'll be happy. But if they really shoot up to top 10, that would be something.
Yeah, I need 5. That should be the benchmark for the 49ers. When we're top 5 in defense, offense, special teams, we're on our way to the Super Bowl. That's what it's going to take.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, I don't know what we ranked last year in special teams. It was bad, though.
It was dead last in DVOA
it was dead last.
Or whatever
okay.
it is.
See, that's...
But I don't know. But actual ranking, it might be 31. But in DVOA, 32.
Yeah. It has to be because if nothing else, Jake Moody, he killed us as well. So special teams gets a D+ at best.
The Super Bowl without that was just bad luck, or was it just dive on the ball if you see it?
Oh, I know.
Who was that, Luter?
No, the ball
Luter's
bounced off of Luter's foot, and what's his name? Tried to pick it up and be a hero. Oh, God, what is his name?
Right when that happened, I'm like, this team's cursed.
Yeah.
And then Dre Greenlaw goes down, and I'm like, that's game.
Dead.
I just had a feeling, because, they weren't doing shit, and our offense wasn't doing shit.
We had them. They were done. You say, it's a curse.
And then because we were so good for so long. Lamb tacos.
I've never had. I've had beef chicken and pork. I've never had a lamb taco.
That sounds very Mediterranean.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now it changes. It's no longer. You're right, because there's the Mediterranean. There's a bread that they use.
Or Indian.
It's pita bread. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about.
Or it could be Indian, like in
Indian, yeah.
in naan bread or something, because they don't eat beef because it's a sacred animal in India.
Oh yeah, they walk the streets. Cows do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Yeah. Well, Tommy, what else you want to add real quick? Because we got to go.
Yeah, it's just. I've said this is the stupidest part of the year. I'm sick of these stupid ass mock drafts. Let's get to the goddamn draft and then, see what we have here.
I know, right? I can't wait to pick 11. I mean, the mystery surrounding that pick is incredibly. God, it's insane.
Yeah, like I said, we should probably, if you're going to get an edge, it's got to be 11 if a good one falls, because D tackle's pretty. It's either edge or offensive tackle if a good one falls, because there's plenty of good D tackle depth in the draft.
Ain't that
but anyway,
the truth?
That's my 2 cents.
There you go. It's 5 cents. We took it. Tommy, I'll see you Sunday.
All right, great talking to you always.
Always a pleasure talking to you, Tommy.
Hopefully I can. All right. Have a good night.
All right, Tommy. You too.
See you next Friday if it's not Sunday.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Night, Tommy.
All right. Night.
Hey, Rams fans. Boy, you guys offer a lot of comedy relief, though. Honestly, Market Pros is he's hilarious, man. You give him a few drinks. That's what would be funny. You take Rudy and Market Pro to a bar. Can you imagine the things that they would be saying? You have to record it because nobody would believe it. Film it and put it on TikTok. 15 million views. Oh, fam. Thank you for the contributions. Always appreciated. Fam, please don't forget to subscribe. Brian, when I told Rudy he only had 1.8 subs, he thought it was a Subway sandwich and started crying. Now we're gonna have Brian. We're gonna have Rudy jokes, Rudy and Marketing Pro jokes, right along with their team. Hey, family, I'll see you Sunday. Let's have some more fun with the Niners. See, this is a good time to have fun with the 49ers. During the season, it's serious. Things are going wrong. It's painful. Right now, have fun with it. I'll see you Sunday to bring some more fun. Get that like. Niners!